on the Rogues Streaming Network. This is Medford Rogues Baseball.
Full swing and a miss, the throw over to second base, and the tag is going to be in time. It's a double play. Strike him out, throw him out. That's hit well. Deep shot, deep right field. That ball is a definite no-doubter.
Rogues Baseball is on the air.
Base running wins games, in my opinion. My philosophy is to create chaos on the base paths.
Rogue Valley, are you ready? Let's send it out to the ballpark. Here is the voice of your Rogues, Bryan Welch. It is a Chamber of Commerce Wednesday evening in the Rogue Valley. It's the final game of this two-game set between the West Coast Kings and the Medford Rogues. Hi, everybody. My name is Bryan Welch of the Rogue Streaming Network. Happy to have you aboard wherever you may be tuning in. And welcome to the Awesome Pool Guy on Deck show. Does your pool or hot tub need repairs? Call the Awesome Pool Guy, CCB 255-795. Medford 14-5 overall in the season, 3-2 in Pacific Empire League action. Rogues taking game one yesterday, 8-7 on a walk-off sac fly courtesy of Daniel Berman, driving in his college teammate Evan Seidel from third base. And the Rogues look to get the series sweep against the West Coast Kings. Medford on a three-game winning streak into tonight's contest against the West Coast Kings. Right out of the gate, the Rogues trailed 2-0 in the second inning to the West Coast Kings. Rogues scored one run in the fourth inning, and then in the bottom half of the third, the bottom half of the fifth, they scored 3 runs as well. West Coast Kings played at 2 runs the top half of inning number 6, and in the top half of inning number 8. It was the Rogues leading 7-6 against the West Coast Kings in the top half of inning number 9. And the second baseman, ejected for the West Coast Kings, had other ideas when Caleb Randolph was on the hill pitching. Solo home run from ejected made it a 7-7 game. Then after that, there was a little bit of fireworks in that game. It was ejected who was ejected for a prop being on the field of play, but also head coach Kyle Gross for the West Coast Kings was ejected from the game as well. And it was a 7-7 tie heading into the home half of inning number 9. Evan Seidel led off the inning with a walk, got over to first base, sack bunt by Jonathan Walsh to bunt him over to second base. Quentin Olson had a huge bunt that puts runners at first and second. Then a double steal put runners at second and third, and Daniel Berman took it home. A sac fly from Daniel made it a 8-7 victory, a sac fly walk-off for the Rogues. First walk-off win of 2026, and the Rogues looking for the same excitement on this Wednesday evening. And the Rogues trying to keep their winning ways going in Pacific Empire League action. To take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard and the standings, that is brought to you by our good friends Kramer Cabinets. Healdsburg is atop the league. They are 4-1. Lincoln not far behind. They're tied for second place with the Solano Mudcats. They're both 4-2. Medford is in the outright third position so far. They are 3-2. Humboldt's 2-2. West Coast Kings 3-4, and the Marysville Giants are 1-8. A couple of the games going on currently in the Pacific Empire League. It is the Lincoln Potters leading 4-0 against the Solano Mudcats. If you are a Rogues fan, you definitely like that. If you want the Potters to beat the Mudcats. And also Humboldt's leading 2-0 against the Marysville Giants. That is in the top half of inning number 3. And the Bay Area Marauders taking on the Healdsburg Prune Packers, just getting underway in the home half of inning number 1. It's time to look at the opposition. It is the West Coast Kings, 12-8 overall in this 2026 campaign, 3-4 in Pacific Empire League action. And they tied it up in that 9th inning, but could not get any more runs across. The Kings did reach on base via the walk 5 times in the game last night. This is a pretty scrappy team throughout the whole entire evening. They found ways to get runners across, and they found ways to capitalize, but the Rogues found more ways to get the job done in yesterday's affair. But the West Coast Kings did not show up to the ballpark until 5:30 p.m. They did not take on-field BP, but they did take BP in the cages beyond in left field. So as they say, it's a show and go for the West Coast Kings tonight. Final game of this 2-game set between the Kings and the Rogues. Take a look at the starting pitchers for tonight's matchup. Going for the West Coast Kings, it's Declan Casey, and going for the Rogues, it's Forrest Zelmer. Forrest Zelmer last outing came against the Solano Mudcats. You're going to hear a little bit from head coach Kevin Olmstead touch on that conversation he had with Forrest Zelmer about what happened to him. Forrest Zelmer and his outing on Friday night against the Solano Mudcats went 4 innings on the hill, gave up 9 runs and 8 hits, 2 walks, and 1 strikeout. Forrest Zelmer looking to bounce back. He gets the ball tonight for the Medford Rogues. So Casey for the Kings and Zelmer for the Rogues. I'd like to welcome you to the Awesome Pool Guy on Deck show once again. I was able to sit down with the newest member of the Medford Rogues. Quentin Olson joins us for our Rogues Player Spotlight, plus we go one-on-one with head coach Kevin Olmstead. Pitcher perfect Wednesday evening in the Rogue Valley. Of course, the wind blowing in on this Wednesday night. Game 2 at 2 between the West Coast Kings and the Medford Rogues. Keep it here on the Rogue Streaming Network. Rogue Green CN Medford Airport is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. It's the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, their banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Green CN Medford Airport is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Green CN Medford Airport at roguegreencn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay. Looking for a place that actually feels like home? Check out Oak Ridge Estates in Phoenix, Oregon. This manufactured home community is selling brand new 3- and 4-bedroom homes with everything ready for you. A full kitchen appliance package, private carports, extra storage, and fresh landscaping all included. It is a whole vibe, pet-friendly, all ages, and packed with perks like a saltwater pool, hot tub, fitness center, playground, and clubhouse. Stop by 300 Lumen Road or call 541-535-6227 to book your tour today. Discover your place to call home at Oak Ridge Estates. To the awesome pool guy on deck show. It's time to get rowdy. This is our Rogues Player Spotlight, and our guest today is the newest Rogue in 2026. It is Quentin Olson. Quentin, how are you?
Doing well today. Excited to get out there and play today.
First game in a Medford Rogues uniform. What were you feeling out there yesterday?
I was a little nervous, obviously, being with a new team, but just excited to get the journey started in the summer.
You had 5 at-bats. You reached on base all 5 times. Take me through your thought process when you're at the dish.
Just trying to see a good pitch and hit it hard.
And you had a big double. So take me through that double last night. What were you seeing?
I was just trying to see the ball deep, and I saw a good pitch to hit it hard, and was happy to end up at second.
And you were playing in right field last night. We've talked with the other outfielders on this team about how tough it is to play at Harry and David Field. From your perspective last night, was the ball carrying a little bit much last night? What did you see from your perspective in right field?
Everybody was talking about how it's tough to see once the lights come on and it gets dark, but I didn't have a ball hit to me after the lights came on, so I don't know. We'll see if it's any different tonight, but I didn't have a hard time reading it above the lights or anything.
And this is your first time in the Rogue Valley as a Medford Rogue. Take me through how you became a Rogue.
I was looking for a place to play this summer through my college coach, and he set me up with Coach Olmstead in the Rogues, and it's been a great experience so far.
And how cool is it to have 2 of your college teammates from Lane Community College be on this team of Caleb Malloy and Nolan Donovan?
Yeah, it's definitely great. It's nice seeing a face you're familiar with, especially when you see 40 new faces, so it just helps make the Rogues feel more like a home.
And you go to school at Lane Community College. That's right. That is in Eugene. So I guess you go into a lot of Ducks games.
Yeah. My apartment's actually like a 3-minute walk from PK Park, so we would go every day we had a free time.
What about going to Autzen Stadium?
Oh, yeah. We had a lot of fun at Autzen for sure.
And you are a Oregon kid. You grew up in Scappoose, Oregon, one of the best names in all of the cities in Oregon. Describe what Scappoose is and what type of baseball was like in Scappoose.
Scappoose is just a small town feel. Our baseball program's been doing very well as of lately, led by Cam Webb, and it's just a great program that promotes positivity throughout the game and helps develop players to move on to the next level.
Did you play American Legion ball up there?
I did. I played for the Hillsborough Wet Sox the last 2 summers.
And take me through being a junior college player. What have you learned about yourself being at Lane Community College?
I would say the big thing that I've learned from being a junior college player is that you got to be doing it for the right reasons. You can't just show up every day because you like baseball. You got to really love what you're doing day in and day out.
And this is your first year in the Rogue Valley as a Medford Rogue. What do you want to work on before you go back?
Ideally, I'd like to flash a little power, show off some speed, but I don't know, just getting reps and making progress in the right direction overall.
And I know that you have your stuffed bell peppers before your pregame meal, so do you like to cook?
I do cook occasionally, for the most part, just try and save a little money here and there.
So besides the stuffed bell peppers, what else are we making?
Tonight I'm probably going to have some ground beef, rice, and then those little, the little tiny, like, petite potatoes cut up, all mixed together. And then I'll have just, like, chicken and rice and stuff like that. Easy stuff.
A lot of protein in that diet for you, my friend. We are talking to Quentin Hall. He's our Rogues Player Spotlight. And this is your first year, but also you get a chance to be with the guys for the first time. This is your second game in a Medford Rogues uniform. When you go to the gas station before the game, what's that one thing you're getting?
Oh, definitely a peanut butter Snickers. Best candy out there.
Are we going to get anything else to wash it down?
Probably not, no. Just some water.
Just some water. We're not an energy drink guy?
No, not really. No, not an energy drink guy.
I know your family's listening back up north. You want to give a shout out to them?
Yeah. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Thanks for all you do for me.
What about your siblings?
Oh, yeah. Dex and Lo. I'm guessing they'll be listening.
Well, that's well said, my friend. Quentin, thank you so much for hopping on the Awesome Pool Guy on Deck show. Good luck out there tonight, and have a great rest of the summer.
Right on. Thank you for having me. It was fun.
That is our Rogues Player Spotlight, Quentin Hall. When we come right back after this, we go one-on-one with head coach Kevin Olmstead. Game 2 at 2 between the West Coast Kings and the Medford Rogues, scheduled for 6:35 p.m. Keep it locked in on the Rogue Streaming Network. Rogue CN Medford Airport is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. It's the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, their banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue CN Medford Airport is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue CN Medford Airport at roguegreenscn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay. We are getting closer to first pitch between the West Coast Kings and the Medford Rogues. It's time to go one-on-one with the coach, Kevin Olmstead. Coach, how are you? Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday, Brian. I'm doing fantastic.
That's good to hear, Coach. Coach, a little bit of everything last night. First walk-off win of 2026, but regardless, a great win last night for the Rogues.
It was only a matter of time. Last year we had, 12 walk-off wins? So, yeah. The boys rallied, they stuck together, and they found a way to score runs late in those innings, and that was fun to watch.
And the game of baseball is fully on display, and especially in that bottom half of the ninth, with a walk drawn by Evan Saito and Jonathan Walsh buying him over, and then Quentin Olson getting the walk and the double steal, and then the sac fly to walk it off. Hey, I mean, have you ever been a part of a sac fly walk-off?
Yeah, probably, honestly, a lot of times. But, yeah, it was fun to watch. They played baseball that inning. That was fantastic to see. They all had really, really good at-bats, and they just, surrendered the outcomes of wins and losses, and they just simply played. And so that was good that we came out of there with a win, but I'm proud of them for just laying it all on the line.
And how about Daniel Berman? I mean, he had the simple task, just popped it up in the outfield deep enough to have Evan Saito score from third base on the sac fly. What have you liked about his progression, Daniel Berman's progression so far this season?
I like Daniel a lot, man. He's really aggressive. He cares truly about this game. He's a competitor. Every time I put him in the lineup, I know he's going to give us his all. And so he's been fun to watch, and he's been swinging the bat well as of late. So I hope that continues for him for the rest of the summer.
And, Coach, you're now on a 3-game winning streak. Now this team has had its highs of highs and the lows of lows. But how can you keep this team have a maintain good middle and a good median of the emotions for tonight's game?
Yeah, it's all about, again, what do we want to accomplish individually and what do we want to accomplish as a team. It was an emotional game last night. There was a lot of things that went on. But at the end of the day, we're playing the game of baseball. And so we're not worried about whatever it is that the other dugout's trying to do. We're focused on us, and we're focused on just trying to do our little details every single pitch.
Pitching staff had its moments throughout the whole entire night, but Caleb Malloy looked pretty good on the hill last night with 4 strikeouts in relief. What did you like about how the pitching staff handled it itself?
Yeah, Caleb really saved us last night. We had to pull our starter earlier in the game, earlier than I liked. He was just, throwing too many balls. But Caleb came in, got out of a huge jam with runners on second and third, 2 outs. That was awesome to see. That was a huge moment. And, he carried on the rest of the way. And then Green comes in, does his thing, gave up a couple runs. But then, they were able to just manage to get the win.
And the Rogues got the win last night, look to get the series victory tonight in the sweep against the West Coast Kings. Forrest Zelmer gets the start on the hill. Forrest had a rocky start last week against Solano. What do you want to see from him tonight?
Yeah, I'm really excited to see what Zelmer has tonight. He got humbled a little bit his last outing, a little bit, I would say a lot. And so this week he was completely focused on this start, and I'm excited to see what he does.
And we've talked about the starting pitching throughout the whole night. I've known you for a year and a half about talking about starting pitching. But besides throwing strikes and having conviction when you're throwing, what's that mindset when you're a starting pitcher?
You know, honestly, I might be thinking differently, but I am going to throw my best 85 to whatever mile per hour fastball I have. I dare you to hit this, and you just keep at that process. And even my hitters, if you're getting rattled, if the game's speeding up on you, you have to have a mental release, a physical release, and a deep breath. And so, and positive self-talk. And so throughout these pitchers' times here, that's what we're trying to teach them, is how to truly be composed when stuff's hitting the fan. And so these kids are young, and so they just have to continue to learn that. Some of them have been doing a good job at that, and some of them, they just need to continue to trust that part.
Coach, the West Coast Kings are a pretty good bunch, very scrappy. They get runs across. What do you expect from them tonight?
Yeah, same thing. You know, every team in this league's good, and so they're going to come out scrappy and feisty, and so we just have to punch first.
Coach, I always ask you this question: keys to victory?
Yeah, just again, not going to that emotional state of mind with that other team that we're playing. You know, they're gonna probably talk a lot. They're gonna probably do some things that my guys don't like. But at the end of the day, we cannot, flinch an eye. We can't even look at them. Just focus on what we're trying to accomplish.
That's well said, Coach. Coach, always a pleasure, my friend. Good luck out there, and stay cool.
Let's go, Rogues!
That's head coach Kevin Olmstead joining us on the Awesome Pool Guy on Deck show. And we come right back after this. Lineups and first pitch. Game 2 of this 2-game set between the West Coast Kings and the Medford Rogues at 6:35 p.m. Keep it here on the Rogue Streaming Network. It is a picture-perfect Wednesday evening in the Rogue Valley. Series finale between the West Coast Kings and the Medford Rogues. Hi, everybody. My name is Bryan Welch of the Rogue Streaming Network. Happy to have you aboard wherever you may be tuning in. Series finale between these two programs, and it's time to get you ready to go. Rogues in there, they're already been introduced, and let's send it down to public address announcer Greg Roberts for the playing of the national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand, remove your caps, and join us for the national anthem presented by Rockwell Real Estate. Performing tonight's national anthem is the Rogue Voices Quartet. By the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red flag
We are ready to go in the Rogue Valley. Final game of this 2-game set between the West Coast Kings and the Medford Rogues. Hi, everybody. Once again, my name is Bryan Welch. Happy to have you aboard wherever you may be tuning in. And, of course, before we give you that starting lineup, it's the two most important words in baseball. And the kids said it. It's time to play ball. West Coast Kings and the Medford Rogues. West Coast Kings give you that starting lineup led by head coach Kyle Gross. The West Coast Kings 12-8 overall in the season, 3-4 in Pacific Empire League action. Batting lead off is the first baseman John Bullock, and the 2 spot is the second baseman EJ. The 3-0 hitter is the center fielder Miles Clayton. The cleanup man is the DH man Caleb Hendricks. In the 5 spot is the shortstop Blake Porter. Third baseman is Jimmy McNeven. He is in the 6th spot. The 7 hitter is the left fielder Ethan Flynn. The catcher tonight is Tyrus Voigt. He is in the 8th spot. And the right fielder is James Hartman. He is batting 9th. So it's Bullock, Cord, Clayton, Hendricks, Porter, McNeven, Flynn, Voigt, and Hartman. West Coast Kings 12-8 overall in the season, 3-4 in Pacific Empire League action. And the starting lineup faces Forrest Zelmer. Forrest Zelmer, the young man from CSUN, getting his warm-up tosses in right now as we speak. Forrest Zelmer looking to get himself back to his dominant ways on the hill. 3 games, 3 starts, gets start number 4, 2026. 12 innings pitched, 14 hits, 11 runs, 8 strikeouts, 3 walks, ERA 5.25, 1 win, 1 loss so far in 2026. And John Bullock settles in for his first trip of the evening. West Coast Kings wearing their yellow jerseys with the white pants with the black stripe down the side. Medford rocking the green and black jerseys with Medford across their chest, and the white pants for this Wednesday evening showdown. And before we get underway, Coach Kevin Olmstead's going to have to do a little bit of gardening at third base. They're going to make sure they're going to rake out near the third base side. But with that time, let's give you the dimensions of the ballpark at Harry and David Field. It is 325 down the line in left and right field, 400 in straightaway center, power rallies in left and right center, 407. And calling the balls and strikes tonight, Max Gunrick, Dan Conklin is at first base, and Andrew Herbold is at third base. So head coach Kevin Olmstead can add a landscaper to his long list of accomplishments on his resume. And we're about ready to go on this beautiful Wednesday evening. Glacier blue skies overhead, wind blowing softly into the ballpark. And as soon as I speak, it is howling a bit. But this Rogue squad looking to keep their winning ways going. 86 degrees in Medford, glacier blue skies overhead. Pull up your favorite chair. Medford Rogues baseball is on the air. For Zelmer, the righty, delivers the first pitch to the lefty, John Bullock. Fires a strike on the outside corner, strike 1, and we're underway at 6:37 p.m. at Harry and David Field in the Rogue Valley. Glacier blue skies overhead, wind starting to pick up just a bit. John Bullock at the dish, was the top of the order guy yesterday for the West Coast Kings. Strike 1 pitch. Strike 1 pitch, misses low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bullock this season a .237 hitter. Did reach on base with a walk in the 2nd inning yesterday. A ball and a strike. Fastball fouled off left side. 1 ball, 2 strikes. EJ Cord waits on deck for the West Coast Kings. Infield playing deep around the horn for the Rogues. Forrest sets up on that third base side of the rubber and deals the 1-2. 1-2, cues it foul, keeps the at-bat going. Good battle to begin this Wednesday evening between Bullock and Forrest Zelmer. One-two again from Forrest. 1-2, hits that in the air. Center field charging is Evan Seidel on the run, calling everybody off. Makes the one-hand grab with the shades on. John Bullock flies out for the first out of the inning. Base is empty, 1 out. Just getting underway in the road to first. Give you that defense is backing up the starter. Forrest Zelmer, defense of the Rogues. Around the horn from third to first. It's Sanchez, Macy, Finney, and Rosenthal. In the outfield from left to right for Medford, it's Olsen, Saito, and Grabiel. And catching tonight is Anthony Thomas Jr. Base is empty, 1 out. Here's the second baseman for the West Coast Kings, EJ. He was ejected late in yesterday's affair. First pitch slider misses down and out. 1 ball, no strikes. One out. Fastball dots that top third. 1 ball, 1 strike. Forrest works with a fastball, slider, and the splitter. 3-pitch mix for the Anador from CSUN. Sets up on that third base side. The rubber deals the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Good splitter. 1 ball, 2 strikes. EJ Cord yesterday, pair of hits in yesterday's game. Double and a homer. And that home run changed the complexity of how that game went in that 9th inning. A ball and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Cord goes down on strikes. Good fastball by Forrest Zelmer. 2 up and 2 down in the road at first.
Fielder, number 2, Miles Clayton.
Bases empty, 2 outs. We are on the top of 1. Here's the 3-hitter for the West Coast Kings, the center fielder Miles Clayton. Scoreless between the West Coast Kings and the Medford Rogues. And Forrest Zelmer looking pretty good so far, looking content. You heard from head coach Kevin Olmstead touch on this in our one-on-one conversation about how do you want to see Forrest bounce back. First pitch, ground ball, and that's up the middle for a hit. Miles Clayton aboard with a 2-out single. The first hit of the evening recorded for Miles Clayton. 1 on, 2 out, so we are on the top of 1. Here's the cleanup hitter for the West Coast Kings, the DH man at Caleb Hendricks. West Coast Kings nothing. Medford coming up to the dish in the home half of inning number 1. Perfect evening for baseball in the Rogue Valley. Medford trying to limit the damage. Forrest Zelmer struggling a little bit on that Friday evening against Solano, but grew from that throw over to first base. The ball gets away from Jackson Rosenthal. Speeding towards second base is Miles Clayton, and he takes second base. So officially the first error recorded, and that is on the Rogues. So Clayton advances to second base. Still waiting the first pitch. Misses low, 1 ball, no strikes. Hendricks at the dish, was a cleanup hitter yesterday. Reached on base twice, drew a walk in the 3rd, singled in the 9th inning. West Coast Kings could not get him across. 1 ball, no strikes. Fastball elevated, 2 balls, no strikes. Hendricks from CSU Bakersfield was the catcher last night in the DH role this evening. Zelmer sets up on that third base side of the rubber. 2 balls, no strikes, and the pitch. 2-0, swing and a miss. Strike 1, good fastball by Forrest Zelmer. I like that fastball, has a lot of giddy up on it so far for Forrest. Two balls and a strike. Breaking ball misses outside at 3 balls, 1 strike. Blake Porter waits on deck for the West Coast Kings. Forrest Zelmer retired the first 2 batters you saw. Bullock flied out. Cord struck out. Clayton singled. Got second base via an error. 3 balls, 1 strike. Big lead for Clayton at second base. Halfway to third, the 3-1 pitch. Ground ball to left side. Takes it on a hop is Macy at short. The throw to first, and the throw's on the money for out number 3. And the side is retired. No runs, a hit, 1 error, and 1 left. Miles Clayton left on at second base. We head to the home first right after this. West Coast Kings nothing. Medford coming up. Beautiful evening for baseball in the Rogue Valley. Keep it here on the Rogue Streaming Network.
Planning to move? Choose Pods, the most awarded container moving company. Whether you're moving across town or across the country, Pods brings the container to you. Keep it as long as you like and pack at your own pace. When you're ready, we'll take it to your new home or store it at a secure Pod storage center until you need it. And best of all, you don't have to do the driving. Trust Pods with your next move. Book at pods.com today.
Looking for a place that actually feels like home? Check out Oak Ridge Estates in Phoenix, Oregon. This manufactured home community is selling brand new 3- and 4-bedroom homes with everything ready for you. A full kitchen appliance package, private carports, extra storage, and fresh landscaping all included. It is a whole vibe, pet-friendly, all ages, and packed with perks like a saltwater pool, hot tub, fitness center, playground, and clubhouse. Stop by 300 Lumen Road or call 541-535-6227 to book your tour today. Discover your place to call home at Oak Ridge Estates. number 1 from Harry and David Field. Bryan Welch back with you in the Rogue Streaming Networks. Give you that starting lineup quickly for the Medford Rogues, led by head coach Kevin Olmstead. 14-5 overall in the season, 3-2 in Pacific Empire League action. Batting lead off is the center fielder Evan Saito, and the 2 spot is the first baseman Jackson Rosenthal. The 3 hitter is the DH man Larson Custer. The cleanup man is Kian Sanchez. He's at third base tonight. Logan Macy, the shortstop, he's the 5 hitter. The left fielder is Quentin Olson, our Rogues player spotlight. He is batting in the 6th spot. Travis Finney's at second base. He's the 7-hole hitter. Anthony Thomas Jr. is the catcher tonight. He's batting 8th. And the right fielder Diego Grabiel is in the 9-hole. First pitch from the righty Declan Casey. Slider misses outside, 1 ball, no strikes. And it's Saito, Rosenthal, Custer, Sanchez, Macy, Olson, Finney, Thomas Jr., and Grabiel. 1 ball and no strikes. The tall righty Declan Casey sets up on the first base side of the rubber. Evan Saito waits for the 1-0. 1-0 off speed, clips that inside third at 1 ball, 1 strike. Just a picture-perfect Wednesday evening in the Rogue Valley. Evan Saito this season, a .341 hitter. Ball and a strike. And he's hit by the pitch. Evan Saito takes first. And that's how you begin this Wednesday evening. 1 on, nobody out. Here's the Ashland native, Jackson Rosenthal. Scoreless between the West Coast Kings and the Medford Rogues on this Wednesday evening in the Rogue Valley. Medford trying to get the series sweep against the West Coast Kings. These 2 teams will see each other a total of 5 times in 2026. 2 games here this week, and then they'll wrap it up in the final week of the regular season. Final 3 home games of the 2026 campaign for the Rogues. Jackson Rosenthal stands in, the lefty facing the righty Declan Casey. First baseman Bullock holding the runner at first base. First offering, scores for a bunt. Finds the outside corner, strike 1. Jackson's aunt and uncle are in attendance tonight. From out of the area, Uncle Rob and Drew are in attendance tonight. No balls and a strike. Fouls off the splitter. To the right side, quickly in the hole, no balls and 2 strikes. Jackson Rosenthal this season, a .333 hitter, 1 around tripper, 6 runs batted in so far in 2026. Medford trying to strike first, and you heard from head coach Kevin Olmstead talk about how the game went yesterday. Just was pleased about how this Rogue squad handled adversity. 0-2, runner goes, swing and a miss. The throw over to second base by the catcher Voigt, and the throw's not in time. Evan Saito swipes second base, but Jackson Rosenthal strikes out for the first out of the inning. 1 on, 1 out. We are in the bottom of 1. Here is the DH man tonight for the Rogues, Larson Custer. Let's give you that defense backing up the starter. Larson Custer at the dish with the defense for the West Coast Kings. Around the horn from third to first, it's McNeven, Porter, Cord, and Bullock from third to first. In the outfield from left to right, it's Flynn, Clayton, and Hartman. Voigt is catching tonight for the West Coast Kings. No score between the West Coast Kings and the Medford Rogues. Here's Larson Custer, his first at-bat, facing Declan Casey. And Casey steps off the rubber, throws it to his shortstop Porter. Still waiting the first pitch. Glacier blue skies overhead. It's a hint of clouds just beyond the field. Probably close to Eagle Point. Ground ball to the right side. Into right field it goes. Rounding third. The stop sign put up by head coach Kevin Olmstead. And the relay throws on the money. Larson Custer aboard of a 1-out single. So the Rogues are currently capitalizing on this home first. A hit by pitch by Evan Saito. Jackson Rosenthal struck out. Larson Custer of a 1-out single. Puts runners at the corners, less than 2 outs. We are in the home first. Scoreless between the West Coast Kings and the Medford Rogues. Here's Kian Sanchez back in the lineup. He was in the lineup yesterday as the DH role, and he is at third base tonight. His dad, Eduardo, is in attendance tonight. Kian is happy about his dad being up here in the Rogue Valley. Kian Sanchez with an RBI opportunity in the home first. Saito at third base, Custer at first base. First offering from the righty Declan Casey. First pitch. Clips that top third. Strike 1. Kian Sanchez this season a .389 hitter. No runs batted in yet. RBI opportunity, less than 2 outs. You can definitely pop this one up in the outfield to trade it out for a run. No balls and a strike. Ground ball, chopper foul, third base side. Quickly in the hole, no balls and 2 strikes. Talking of Kian a little bit during batting practice, he talked about being back in the lineup, just trying to adjust his eyesight with the pitches again, getting back in the groove of playing. No balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. 0-2, line drive, left field, a base hit. Easily scoring from third base is Evan Saito. And Kian Sanchez records his first RBI in 2026. It's a 1-0 lead for the Rogues. The Rogues break the ice on this Wednesday evening. Medford 1, West Coast Kings 0. A good hit. Puts runners at first and second, 1 out. We are on the bottom of 1. Here is Logan Macy. First offering from Declan Casey. Works from that first base side of the rubber. Glances at second base. Custer at second base. Kian Sanchez at first. First pitch. Strike. No balls and 1 strike. Logan Macy back in the lineup again from yesterday. Logan Macy this season, 3 at-bats. 400 hitters so far in 2026. Strike 1 pitch. Fouls it off to the screen. Quickly in the hole. No balls and 2 strikes. Evan Saito hit by a pitch and scored. Jackson Rosenthal struck out for the first out of the inning. Larson Custer singled. Kian Sanchez drove Evan Saito in on an RBI single. Logan Macy in the hole. No balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch. 0-2. Misses low and outside. 1 ball. 2 strikes. Custer at second base, Sanchez at first base. Infield playing deep, definitely thinking of turning 2 as the West Coast Kings as well. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and the pitch. 1-2 bounces away from the catcher Voigt, and the runners advance to second and third. Custer to third, Sanchez to second, and the Rogues limit the opportunity to turn 2. Larson Custer wanted to go all the way home, but Andrew Herbold, the third base umpire, said you have to stay put there. So 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Logan Macy. And a big heads-up play by Kian Sanchez to eliminate the opportunity to turn 2. Runners at second and third. Only 1 out. 2 balls and 2 strikes now for Logan Macy. Bullock, the first baseman, playing even at the bag at first. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-2, chopper to that third base side. Picked up by the third baseman, McNeven, and they're going to say foul. We'll do it again, still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Logan Macy steps out of the batter's box. The right-handed batter let's take a deep breath, gets a swing in, climbs back in. Runners at second and third. Custer at third base, Sanchez at second. Rogues so far in this inning, 1 run on 2 hits. 2-2. Ground ball to the right side, picked up by Cord, gobbles it up to throw to first base in time for out number 2. 4-3 on the RBI ground out, and Larson Custer scores from third base. 2-0 lead for the Medford Rogues, and the Rogues right now playing the game of baseball well. So 1 on, 2 outs. We are on the bottom of 1. 2-0 lead for the Medford Rogues. Here is Quentin Olson, left fielder tonight for the Rogues. Rogues have had their opportunities throughout this whole entire first inning. You like what you've seen so far offensively. Larson Custer scoring. Kian Sanchez at third base. First pitch. Fastball misses outside. 1 ball. No strikes. Quentin Olson in his debut in a Medford Rogues uniform. Looked really strong out there. You like what you saw. Quentin Olson reached on base all 5 times. 1-0. Misses low. 2 balls, no strikes, and a great conversation with him during the Awesome Pool Guy on Deck show, talking about his love for cooking. Today he had stuffed bell peppers with beef. Looked pretty good. 2 balls, no strikes. 2-0, chopper up the middle, takes it all hop as Porter, the shortstop, the throw to first base, and the throw's dug out in time by Bullock, the first baseman. 6-3 on the ground out for the final out of the inning, and that closes the chapter on the first inning. 2 runs come across on 2 hits, no errors. The Rogues leave one on. Kian Sanchez left on at third base. We have played 1 in the Rogue Valley. Medford 2, West Coast Kings nothing. More after this on the Rogue Streaming Network. Looking to buy or sell in the Rogue Valley? David Case of Windermere Realty has you covered. Windermere Realty has been serving the Rogue Valley for over 30 years. David, a proud husband and father, has been a broker in the Rogue Valley for almost a decade. From residential and rural to commercial, David can handle it all. Contact David Case if you're looking to buy or sell at 541-944-9330. Windermere Realty and David Case, proud supporters of Medford Rogues Baseball.
Discover the Life Plan community in the heart of the Rogue Valley. Here, your days are filled with opportunities to express yourself, engage your mind and body, and share your life with great new friends. You can connect, grow, and thrive. Our hilltop location is near world-class vineyards, the Oregon Shakespeare Festival, and the Brit Music and Arts Festival. Rogue Valley Manor, Southern Oregon's premier Life Plan community.
Medford 2, West Coast Kings nothing. Top half of inning number 2 from Harry and David Field. And the Rogues face 5, 6, and 7 in the West Coast Kings batting order. Blake Porter leads off the inning, followed by Jimmy McNeven and Ethan Flynn. Forrest Zelmer begins his second inning on the bump. A strikeout so far this evening, only giving up a single. First pitch, slider misses down and out. 1 ball, no strikes. Blake Porter in the lineup for the second straight night for the West Coast Kings. Porter was in the 9th spot yesterday, hit by a pitch in the 6th, but was caught stealing at second base. 1-0, another slider, misses outside at 2 balls, no strikes. Forrest Zelmer sets up on that third base side of the rubber. The starting pitcher for the Rogues from CSUN. 2-0 pitch, hits that in the air, right field, tracking it down as Robbie makes the one-hand grab. Porter flies out for the first out of the inning. Bases empty, 1 out. We are in the road second. Medford 2, West Coast Kings nothing. Here's the third baseman for the West Coast Kings, Jimmy McNeven. Rogues so far tonight have had pretty good success defensively. There's only 1 inning of the game, but you like the confidence after the 4-inning and 9-run outing last week for Forrest Zelmer. First offering from the tall righty, chopper up the middle, takes it all hop is the second baseman Travis Finney. The throw to first base in time for out number 2. 4-3 on the ground out, 2 up and 2 down in the road second. Here's the 7-hitter for the West Coast Kings, the left fielder Ethan Flynn. All Medford on this Wednesday evening, 2-0 Rogues. Ethan Flynn making his debut in this series. Ethan Flynn, a outfielder from Cuesta College. Cuesta College near San Luis Obispo, California. First pitch, fastball misses up and out, 1 ball, no strikes. Actually, I have a family member that will be going to Cuesta College to play baseball in the fall. Just graduated high school. I know Grady Pope's listening right now on the Rogue Streaming Network. Infield playing deep around the horn. 1-0, and on the hands, and actually swung at it and did not. It went inside, 2 balls, no strikes. Evan Saito playing a couple of steps into right center for the Rogues. Ethan Flynn at the dish, trying to provide a little bit of offense. 2 balls, no strikes. 2-0. Cues it foul to the right behind the dish. 2 balls, 1 strike. You like that conviction for Forrest Zelmer so far tonight. Throwing with content, throwing with dominance so far. 2-1. Fastball elevated, ball 3, but it's the learning experience. You heard from head coach Kevin Olmstead talk about this in our one-on-one conversation about the wake-up moment in that last outing for Forrest. And you can definitely see the rebirth and the refocus. 3-1 pitch, fastball blows right past Flynn, and the count fills. Forrest Zelmer trying to get his second strikeout of the evening. Zelmer sets up on the third base side, faces the righty, Ethan Flynn, the 3-2. Fastball, called strike three, right down the pipe. Second punch out for Forrest Zelmer this evening, and the side is retired. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left. We head to the home second right after this. Due up for the Rogues, Travis Finney, Anthony Thomas Jr., and Diego Grabiel. Medford 2, West Coast Kings nothing. More after this on the Rogue Streaming Network. After the game is over, are you looking for more Medford Rogues content? Plank Talk is the official podcast of the Medford Rogues. Hi, this is Bryan Welch, the voice of your Rogues. Join me every week as we talk with the players, front office staff, and special guests along the way. Plank Talk drops every week during the season on the same channel you watch the Rogues. We will see you for Plank Talk. As always, go Rogues. Rogue Green CN Medford Airport is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. It's the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, their banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Green CN Medford Airport is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Green CN Medford Airport at roguegreencn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay. Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Check out our newest location, our Take and Bake food trailer in Eagle Point. Locally owned and operated, Figaro supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. It's all Medford on this Wednesday evening. Bottom half of inning number 2. Medford 2, West Coast Kings nothing. Travis Finney, Anthony Thomas Jr., and Diego Grabiel due up for the Rogues. 7-8-9 facing Declan Casey for the first time this evening. The Tall Reddy's first pitch to the Australian Travis Finney. Slider that misses outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Rogues plating 2 runs in the home half of inning number 1, trying to keep the offense moving. On this Wednesday evening, Travis Finney waits for the 1-0. Fastball fouled off right side. 1 ball, 1 strike. Travis Finney this season a .375 hitter. No home runs, 4 RBIs so far. Always a great conversation with Travis Finney during batting practice. Last week has been about the World Cup. 1-1 off in the hands. Line drive right to Declan Casey. And Travis Finney lines out for the first out of the inning. Base is empty, 1 out. We are in the bottom of 2. It's a 2-0 lead for the Rogues against the West Coast Kings. Here's the catcher, Anthony Thomas Jr., his first AB of the evening. Anthony Thomas Jr. going to try to provide a little bit of offense on this Wednesday evening. Glacier blue skies overhead. Infield playing deep around the horn for the West Coast Kings. Outfield playing deep and straight away. The center fielder Clayton, couple of steps into right center. First one. Fastball, swing and a miss. Strike 1. Anthony Thomas Jr. just wrapped up his career at Grossmont College. He'll be going to Cal State Dominguez Hills in the fall. Anthony Thomas Jr. this season a .214 hitter, 3 home runs, 10 runs batted in. And he's been fun to watch at the dish. Strike 1 pitch. Line drive, right center field, base hit. Anthony Thomas Jr. aboard of a 1-out single. And a good at-bat for Anthony Thomas Jr. results in a 1-out single. 1 on, 1 out. We are in the bottom of 2. Here's the right fielder for the Rogues, Diego Grabiel. Medford 2, West Coast Kings nothing. Final game of this 2-game set. Rogues have an off day tomorrow, then they'll set up shop once again and take on the Healdsburg Prune Packers starting on Friday night for the first of a 3-game set. Healdsburg, the defending champs in the Pacific Empire League, they'll be up in the Rogue Valley. A lot of Power 4 guys. First pitch fastball to Diego, finds the outside corner, strike 1. Diego, the Santa Cruz native, this season a .357 hitter. 5 runs batted in, no home runs yet. Casey glances at first base, sets up on that first base side of the rubber. No balls, 1 strike, the pitch. Fastball, finds the outside corner. Quickly in the hole, no balls and 2 strikes is Diego. Diego behind, no balls and 2 strikes. The pitch. 0-2 off the end of the bat to the left side, takes on a hop as Porter throws over to second for 1, and the force out of Anthony Thomas Jr. at second base. Diego Grabiel reaches on a fielder's choice. So 6-4 on the force out. 1 on, 2 outs. We are in the home second. 2-0 lead for the Medford Rogues. We go back to the top of the order with Evan Saito. Medford leading in game 2 of this 2-game set. 2-0 against the West Coast Kings. Next runner at first base is Diego Grabiel. The Rogues so far in this inning. Travis Finney lined out for the first out of the inning. Anthony Thomas Jr. singled but was forced out during the at-bat of Diego Grabiel. First pitch, misses inside, 1 ball, no strikes. And now Evan Saito, the top of the order guy for the Medford Rogues. Great conversation with him and Will Salahar on Monday at Ferment and Fire for episode 9 of Plank Talk. It's always fun talking of outfielders. 1 ball, no strikes, and the pitch. Runner goes, line drive, over the head of the shortstop Porter, into left center it goes. Hit and run working well for the Rogues tonight. And they put runners at the corners. Grabiel to third, Evan Saito to first base, and the Rogues offense cooking in this inning.
Jackson Rosenthal.
So Saito singles. That's Diego Grabiel at third base, Saito at first. Here's Jackson Rosenthal, 0 for 1 so far tonight. Medford 2, West Coast Kings nothing. You like the attack of this Rogue squad offensively in the first 2 innings. 2 innings, 4 hits so far. Grabiel at third base, Saito at first base. Throw over to first base, chases back. Evan Saito gets back to the bag with a head first slide. Still waiting the first pitch. Wind is blowing straight into the ballpark. Probably 10 to 15 miles per hour. First offering home. Swing and a miss on the slider. Strike 1. Jackson tonight, 0 for 1. The Ashland native. Ashland 15 minutes away from the ballpark, the hometown hero in the Rogue Valley. Going to be playing college ball at Hawaii Pacific. Now time taken by the catcher Voigt. Gives a signal to the infield. It goes back to work. Jackson steps out of the batter's box, or how his teammates call him, Rosie. Rosie gets back in the batter's box again. Jackson Rosenthal behind, no balls and a strike. Grabiel at third base, Saito at first base, no balls and a strike. Fastball lasered foul, left side, quickly in the hole, no balls and 2 strikes. Jackson struck out in the first strikeout victim for Declan Casey tonight, the starter for the West Coast Kings. Trying to limit the damage in this inning. No balls, 2 strikes. Fastball, chops it foul, first base side. We'll do it again.
Everybody clap your hands.
Jackson Rosenthal behind, no balls and 2 strikes. Casey gets the signal from his battery mate Voigt. Works from that first base side of the rubber, glances at first base. That's Evan Saito. No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch, runner goes 0-2. Line bouncing ball, right field, base hit. 1 runs in. RBI single for Jackson Rosenthal, and the offense keeps pouring in this inning. Only 1 run comes across, but the offense finding ways to capitalize. Puts runners at the corners now. Saito at third, Jackson Rosenthal at first base. 1 run on 3 hits so far. And here's the DH man, Larson Custer for the Rogues. 1 for 1 so far tonight. 3-0 lead for Medford. First offering from Declan Casey. Runner goes, fastball, finds the outer third, the throw to second base, and the double steal is going to work, and he's out. Jackson Rosenthal called out at second base, and head coach Kevin Olmsted walks over to Andrew Herbold. And boos rain at Harry and David Field. We'll keep an eye on that conversation. We'll have to throw at the break. Rogues play 1 run on 1, 2, 3 hits, no errors. And we have played 2 in the Rogue Valley. All Medford on this Wednesday evening. 3-0 Rogues. More after this on the Rogue Streaming Network. Rogue Green CN Medford Airport is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. It's the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, their banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Green CN Medford Airport is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Green CN Medford Airport at roguegreencn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay. Looking for a place that actually feels like home? Check out Oak Ridge Estates in Phoenix, Oregon. This manufactured home community is selling brand new 3- and 4-bedroom homes with everything ready for you. A full kitchen appliance package, private carports, extra storage, and fresh landscaping all included. It is a whole vibe, pet-friendly, all ages, and packed with perks like a saltwater pool, hot tub, fitness center, playground, and clubhouse. Stop by 300 Lumen Road or call 541-535-6227 to book your tour today. Discover your place to call home at Oak Ridge Estates. Medford 3, West Coast Kings nothing. Top half of inning number 3 from Harry and David Field. First pitch from Forrest Zelmer lasers in for a strike on the inside corner. Strike 1. 8, 9-1, 2 up for the West Coast Kings. Tyrus Voigt leads off the inning, followed by James Hartman, and back to the top of the order of John Bullock. And Forrest Zelmer delivers the strike 1 pitch, hits that in the air, pops it up right side of the infield. Travis Finney, the second baseman, calling everybody off, and makes the grab for out number 1. Tyrus Voigt pops out for the first out of the inning. Bases empty, 1 out. Here's the 9-hitter for the West Coast Kings, James Hartman. All Rogues on this Wednesday evening in the Rogue Valley, 3-0 Medford. James Hartman gets his first at-bat in this game tonight. Had had 2 ABs in yesterday's affair. First pitch misses up and in, 1 ball, no strikes. Hartman from Contra Costa College, the Comet from the Bay Area. 1 ball, no strikes. Swing and a miss, good fastball. Forrest Zelmer has had a complete 180 from last week to today. Forrest Zelmer looks pretty content on that hill. Always been working on that third base side of the rubber tonight. 1 ball and a strike. Fastball elevated. 2 balls, 1 strike. Infield playing deep around the horn for the Rogues. Outfield playing deep and straight away. Evan Saito a couple of steps in to right center. Stars and Stripes blowing strongly into right center. 2-1. Fastball dots the inside corner, and the count goes square. John Bullock waits on deck for the West Coast Kings. Hartman swinging a purple bat. Waits with the 2-2 and the pitch. Fouls it off to the screen. We'll do it again. Off day tomorrow. Back to the grindstone on Friday. It's going to be a lot of fun at Harry and David Field. Kyle Gross, the head coach of the West Coast Kings, coaching first base tonight. He was coaching the offense. 2-2, breaking ball, called strike 3 on the outside corner. Forrest Zelmer, 3 strikeouts tonight.
Now batting the first baseman, number 46.
Forrest Zelmer having a night in the Rogue Valley. Quick 2 up and 2 down in the row to third. We go back to the top of the order. John Bullock, 0 for 1. Infield playing deep around the horn for the Rogues. 3-0 Medford against the West Coast Kings. Medford right now trying to keep this West Coast Kings offense at bay. First offering. Fastball fouls off left side. Strike 1. Bullock 0 for 1 so far tonight. Flied out to Evan Saito, the center fielder, in the first to get this contest underway back in the first. No balls, 1 strike. Takes a deep breath and the pitch. Strike 1 pitch. Blows right past Bullock. Quickly in the hole. No balls and 2 strikes is Bullock. Forrest Zelmer dealing pretty well, having a fast pace on the hill. No balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Back-to-back Ks for Forrest Zelmer. And he has 4 punch-outs this evening. Another 1-2-3 inning for Forrest Zelmer. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left. We head to the home third right after this. Larson Custer, Kian Sanchez, and Logan Macy do up. Medford 3, West Coast Kings nothing. More after this on the Rogue Streaming Network. Looking to buy or sell in the Rogue Valley? David Case of Windermere Realty has you covered. Windermere Realty has been serving the Rogue Valley for over 30 years. David, a proud husband and father, has been a broker in the Rogue Valley for almost a decade. From residential and rural to commercial, David can handle it all. Contact David Case if you're looking to buy or sell at 541-944-9330. Windermere Realty and David Case, proud supporters of Medford Rogues Baseball.
Discover the Life Plan community in the heart of the Rogue Valley. Here, your days are filled with opportunities to express yourself, engage your mind and body, and share your life with great new friends. You can connect, grow, and thrive. Our hilltop location is near world-class vineyards, the Oregon Shakespeare Festival, and the Brit Music and Arts Festival. Rogue Valley Manor, Southern Oregon's premier Life Plan community.
Medford
3, West Coast Kings nothing. Home half of inning number 3 from Harry and David Field. Bryan Welch back with you on the Rogue Streaming Network. 3, 4, and 5 do it for Medford. Larson Custer leads off the inning, followed by Kian Sanchez and Logan Macy. First pitch from Declan Casey misses low. 1 ball, no strikes. 3 runs, 5 hits, 1 error for the Rogues. No runs, a hit, and no errors for the West Coast Kings. Rogues having probably their best start to a game in the last week. 1-0. Fastball misses up and out. 2 balls, no strikes. Larson tonight, 1 for 1. Had 2 balls and no strikes. And the pitch. 2-0, ground ball to the right side, goes to his left, is Cord, the second baseman. The throw to first, in time for out number 1. 4-3 on the ground out. Base is empty, 1 out. There's the cleanup man for the Rogues, the third baseman, Kian Sanchez from Stanislaus State, currently in the transfer portal. All Medford on this Wednesday evening. 3-0 Rogues against the West Coast Kings. Final game of this 2-game set. The Kings and the Rogues this season will see each other for a total of 5 times. The next time the Kings and the Rogues will see each other will be in that last week of the regular season in July. Ground ball to the left side, picked up by McNeven, the third baseman. The throw to first, dug, and it's not in time. Doug could not be dug out by Bullock, the first baseman, and Kian Sanchez reaches on an error. So a run out, 1 out, base runner on for the Rogues. 1 on, 1 out. Here's the shortstop for the Rogues, Logan Macy. 0 for 1 so far tonight. 3-0 lead for Medford. And if you're the Rogues, you like what you're doing offensively, creating pressure on the star Declan Casey, giving up a pair of runs in the first, gave up a run in the second. But now, Logan Macy going to try to capitalize once again. First pitch. Breaking ball, clips that middle third, strike 1. Logan Macy drove in another run, drove in that second run of the inning in the first of an RBI ground out, 4-3 officially, 0 for 1 so far tonight. Strike 1 pitch, ground ball, off the glove of the pitcher. Casey throws it over to first, and the throw's on the money, so that rare 1-3 on the play, but it could have been a lot. Could have put runners at first and second, but now 1 on, 2 outs. Kian Sanchez advances to second base. 1 on, 2 outs. Here's Quentin Olson, his second at-bat of the evening so far, 0 for 1. Our Rogues player spotlight from Caboose, Oregon. Great conversation about playing up there just north of Portland, and also playing junior college baseball at Lane Community College. First pitch, fouls it off left side, strike 1. And think about where Quentin Olson lives at in Eugene. The near PK Park, close to Autzen Stadium, because Lane is in Eugene. No balls, 1 strike. And the pitch misses, actually finds the outer third. A good breaking ball just dropped down in the zone. And Quinton's in the hole, no balls and 2 strikes. Close to PK Park and Knotson Stadium. Drove through Eugene last week on the way to a Corvallis Knights game. No balls, 2 strikes. And throw over to second base. Kian Sanchez gets back to the bag. Shortstop Porter said, hey, I kind of got the tag. We'll do it again, still no balls and 2 strikes. Rogues playing freely, but also having fun. What an operative word. 0-2. Fastball outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Olsen grounded out to the shortstop Porter to close the book on the first inning. One ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch. 1-2, misses down and in, and the count goes square. Travis Finney waits on deck for the Rogues. West Coast Kings bullpen moving around just a bit. Infield playing deep around the horn. Cord, the second baseman, playing on the grass in shallow right center. 2-2. Fouls it off again. Good at bat right now for Quentin Olsen. Think about playing in your Medford Rogues debut, and Quentin Olsen handled the pressure well. Extending the at-bat, raising the pitch count on Declan Casey. Kian Sanchez at second base, medium-sized lead. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch. 2-2, called strike 3 on the inside corner. Quentin Olsen down on strikes, and the inning comes to a close. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and 1 left. Kian Sanchez left on at second base. We have played 3 in the Rogue Valley, all Medford. 3-0 Rogues. More after this on the Rogue Streaming Network.
Planning to move? Choose Pods, the most awarded container moving company. Whether you're moving across town or across the country, Pods brings the container to you. Keep it as long as you like and pack at your own pace. When you're ready, we'll take it to your new home or store it at a secure Pod storage center until you need it. And best of all, you don't have to do the driving. Trust Pods with your next move. Book at pods.com today.
Looking for a place that actually feels like home? Check out Oak Ridge Estates in Phoenix, Oregon. This manufactured home community is selling brand new 3- and 4-bedroom homes with everything ready for you. A full kitchen appliance package, private carports, extra storage, and fresh landscaping all included. It is a whole vibe, pet-friendly, all ages, and packed with perks like a saltwater pool, hot tub, fitness center, playground, and clubhouse. Stop by 300 Lumen Road or call 541-535-6227 to book your tour today. Discover your place to call home at Oak Ridge Estates. It's all Medford on this beautiful Wednesday evening in the Rogue Valley. Medford 3, West Coast Kings nothing. Top half of inning number 4. EJ Cord leads off the inning for the West Coast Kings, followed by Miles Clayton and at Caleb Hendricks. First pitch, fastball misses outside. 1 ball, no strikes. 3 runs, 5 hits, 1 error for the Rogues. No runs, a hit, and 1 error for the West Coast Kings this evening. Rogues scoring twice in the first and once in the second. 1-0 hits in the air. Left field going back is Olsen. Olsen at the track, and it's gone. EJ Cord for the second straight night goes yard, and it's a 3-1 lead for the Rogues. And EJ Cord, who was ejected after hitting the home run in the 9th inning yesterday, shakes everybody's hand. And they shake the hands of his teammates, kind of a spoof on what happened yesterday. So 3-1 lead for the Rogues. We are on the road to 4th. How does this affect for Zelmer? Zelmer sets up on that third base side of the rubber, and the first pitch fouled off left side. Strike 1.
That one's just a bit foul.
So officially, that is E.J. Cords' second home run so far this season. Strike one pitch fouled off to the right side. Quickly in the hole, no balls and 2 strikes. Clayton singled in the first, got the second base via an error. He's 1 for 1 so far tonight. Oh, 2. Swing and a miss on the slider. Clayton down on strikes. 5 punch outs for Forrest Zelmer this evening. Forrest Zelmer not phased after giving up the home run from E.J. Cord. Here's a DH man, Caleb Hendricks for the West Coast Kings. Medford 3, West Coast Kings 1. We are in the road 4th. The base is empty. First pitch, ground ball, gobbled up by Kian Sanchez, the third baseman. The throw to first in time for out number 2. 5-3 on the ground out. Base is empty, 2 outs. 3-1 lead for the Rogues. We are on the road to 4th. Here's a shortstop for the West Coast Kings, Blake Porter. Beautiful evening for baseball in the Rogue Valley. Let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by Creamer Cabinets. A couple of the games going on currently at Solano College. It's the Lincoln Potters leading 9-3 against the Solano Mudcats. That is in the bottom half of inning number 7. Humboldt leading 4-0 against the Marysville Giants. They're in the top of the 7th. First pitch to the righty, swinging to miss, strike 1. Porter tonight 0 for 1 so far this evening. And now head coach Kevin Olmstead out of the dugout. Forrest Zelmer has to go tie his shoes. So a pause in the action, and this pause in the action is brought to you by our good friends at Figaro's Pizza. From pizza to wings, even calzones, Figaro's Pizza has you covered. Order online at figaros.com or come by our locations in Phoenix, Gold Hill, and our newest location in Eagle Point. Locally owned and operated, and a proud supporter of sports and your Rogues. No balls and a strike and 2 outs. Forrest Zelmer tying his tennis shoes again. So they need different tennis shoes or shoelaces. So kind of a bizarre series so far. And Forrest Zelmer is waiting for a tennis shoe. I can't believe I just said that. Waiting for shoelaces.
Do we have any Pacific Empire League scores to pass along?
So Forrest Zelmer waits for shoelaces. Bullpen starting to scurry, trying to get shoelaces. Head coach Kevin Olmstead runs out and gets new shoelaces. So a question about the shoelaces dictated by the home plate umpire, Max Skunkic. So he's going to tie his shoes again. I don't think I've ever seen this before. Kind of interesting already. So Forrest Zelmer having to tie his shoes. So a little bit interesting. So Forrest Zelmer, starting pitcher for the Medford Rogues, has to change his shoelaces in the middle of his outing. So he is getting his shoelaces tied up and ready to go back to work once again. And this pause, the action is brought to you by our good friends at the Awesome Pool Guy. Does your pool or hot tub need repairs? Call the Awesome Pool Guy, CCB 255-795. And also at the Awesome Pool Guy, you need to replace your vinyl pool liner? Call the Awesome Pool Guy, CCB 255-795. So after the wardrobe change with the shoes, Forrest Zelmer will get a couple of warm-up tosses in at the moment. Take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard once again. That's brought to you by Creamer Cabinets. Lincoln leading 9-3 against Solano. 4-0 lead for the Humboldt Crabs against the Marysville Giants. And it's an 11-0 lead for the Healdsburg Prune Packers against the Bay Area Marauders. And it is a doubleheader tonight between the Marysville Giants and the Humboldt Crabs. That's going to start at 7:30 p.m. No balls and a strike. We resume with the shortstop, Blake Porter. And the 0-1 fouled off to the screen. Quickly in the hole, no balls and 2 strikes. So this was an inning that started off of a leadoff homer from E.J. Cord, his second home run of the night, of the series so far, first one of the night. No balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch. 0-2 hits that in the air. Towering shot left field, and that is off the wall. And they're going to say a home run, says the third base umpire, Andrew Herbold. Andrew Herbold saying it's a home run. So 2 home runs in this inning makes it a 1-run game. Cord goes yard, Porter goes yard, and the Kings are making this interesting already in this road 4th.
Now batting the third
So after the wardrobe change with the shoelaces, Forrest Zelmer gives up a home run. Here's Jimmy McNeven, 0 for 1 tonight. Medford 3, West Coast Kings 2. We are on the road to 4th. First pitch, fouled off to the right side, strike 1. And think about the mental side of the game. You're on a roll, get a strikeout, get a ground out, and then you're ahead, no balls and a strike, then get called to change your shoelaces. Strike 1 pitch right down the boulevard. Quickly in the hole, no balls and 2 strikes. McNeven ground out to the second baseman, Travis Finney. But if you're Forrest Zelmer, you're just get me back to the dugout. Forrest takes off the signal from his battery mate, Anthony Thomas Jr. Head, no balls and 2 strikes. 0-2, lifted foul. Right side will do it again. McNeven climbs back in, still behind, no balls and 2 strikes. Zelmer sets up on the third base side of the rubber. The 0-2, breaking ball, misses down and in. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So EJ Cordaway yard to lead off the inning. Miles Clayton struck out, fifth strikeout victim for Forrest Zelmer this evening. Caleb Hendricks round out to the shortstop, Kian Sanchez. Blake Porter going deep. 2 runs on 2 hits in this inning. 1-2, slider misses outside, and the count goes square. Forrest gets the signal from Anthony Thomas Jr. Sets up on that third base side and deals 2-2. Breaking ball goes to the left side, takes it on a hop as Kian Sanchez at third base to throw to first in time for out number 3. And the side is retired. 2 runs come across on 2 home runs from EJ Cord and Blake Porter on 2 hits, no errors, and none left. We head to the home 4th right after this. Medford leading by 1, 3-2 against the West Coast Kings. Travis Finney, Anthony Thomas Jr., and Diego Grabiel due up. Beautiful evening for baseball in the Rogue Valley. Keep it here on the Rogue Streaming Network. After the game is over, are you looking for more Medford Rogues content? Plank Talk is the official podcast of the Medford Rogues. Hi, this is Bryan Welch, the voice of your Rogues. Join me every week as we talk with the players, front office staff, and special guests along the way. Plank Talk drops every week during the season on the same channel you watch the Rogues. We will see you for Plank Talk. As always, go Rogues. Rogue Green CN Medford Airport is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. It's the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, their banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Green CN Medford Airport is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Green CN Medford Airport at roguegreencn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay. Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Check out our newest location, our Take and Bake food trailer in Eagle Point. Locally owned and operated, Figaro supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. Game has gotten interesting. We head to the home half of inning number 4 from Harry and David Field at Medford 3, West Coast Kings 2. Bryan was with you, and 2 home runs from the West Coast Kings pull within 1 and 3-2. First pitch, fastball misses a low, 1 ball and no strikes. Travis Finney, the batter, he leads off the inning, followed by Anthony Thomas Jr. and Diego Grabiel. 7, 8, 9 in the Medford Rogues batting order. 3 runs, 5 hits, 1 error. 1-0 pitch. Hits that in the air, right field, going back is Hartman, the right fielder, circling for it, going to try and make the play, and he makes the clamshell play for out number 1. Travis Finney takes it for a ride to right field, but it is the first out of the inning. Travis Finney flies out to right field. The base is empty, 1 out. We are in the home fourth. Here's the catcher, Anthony Thomas Jr. 3-2 game in favor of the Rogues. Anthony Thomas Jr. tonight, 1 for 1 so far. This is a big inning right now for the Rogues if you want to separate yourself from the West Coast Kings. First pitch from Declan Casey. Hits that in the air, towering shot down the right field line and curls into the bullpen of the West Coast Kings for a long strike one. Anthony Thomas Jr. singled in his first AB. Behind, no balls and a strike. Fastball misses low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Infield starting to shade to the right for the West Coast Kings. A ball and a strike. Fastball misses down and in. 2 balls, 1 strike. Thomas Jr. singled in the second rather. Was forced out at second base during the Diego Grabiel fielder's choice. 6-4 on the force out. Had 2-1. And the pitch. Hits it in the air, curving left field, foul territory. McNeven, the third baseman in foul territory, gloves it for out number 2. Anthony Thomas Jr. pops out for the second out of the inning. 2 up and 2 down in the home fourth. Here's the 9-hitter for the Rogues, Diego Grabiel, patrolling right field tonight. Medford 3, West Coast Kings 2. The Rogues right now going in the wrong direction offensively, trying to change that. Diego Grabiel provide a little bit of that offense in that second inning. And that is the second time that Diego Grabiel sees Declan Casey. First pitch from the righty. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Declan Casey sets up on that first base side, the rubber. No balls and a strike. Ground ball, roller foul, right side. Quickly in the hole. No balls and 2 strikes. Grabiel reached on the fielder's choice and came around and scored in the second inning in the hole. No balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch from Casey. 0-2. Fastball outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Glacier blue skies overhead. Wind is blowing into the ballpark. Good Wednesday evening crowd. 1-2. Fastball misses low, and the count goes square. Now deuce is wild for Diego Grabiel. Evan Seidel, the top of the order guy, waits on deck. Rogues did well in the second inning with 2 outs. 2-2 from Declan Casey. 2-2, misses down and in, ball 3, and the count fills. Diego, the Santa Cruz, California native, settles back in, waits for that payoff pitch from Declan Casey. Biggest pitch of the game so far tonight. 3-2. 3-2, called strike 3 on the outside corner. Diego Grabiel down on strikes, and the inning comes to a close. 1, 2, 3 goes the Rogues. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left. We have played 4 in the Rogue Valley, and it's coming up. We have the awesome pool guy 5th inning. 1-run game, Medford 3, West Coast Kings 2. More after this on the Rogue Streaming Network. Rogue Green CN Medford Airport is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. It's the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, their banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Green CN Medford Airport is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Green CN Medford Airport at roguegreencn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay. Looking for a place that actually feels like home? Check out Oak Ridge Estates in Phoenix, Oregon. This manufactured home community is selling brand new 3- and 4-bedroom homes with everything ready for you. a full kitchen appliance package, private carports, extra storage, and fresh landscaping all included. It is a whole vibe, pet-friendly, all ages, and packed with perks like a saltwater pool, hot tub, fitness center, playground, and clubhouse. Stop by 300 Lumen Road or call 541-535-6227 to book your tour today. Discover your place to call home at Oak Ridge Estates. Medford 3, West Coast Kings 2. We are in the awesome pool guy 5th inning. First pitch from Forrest Zelmer. Splitter misses the low, 1 ball, no strikes. Ethan Flynn leads off the inning, followed by Tyrus Voigt and James Hartman. 7, 8, 9 do it for the West Coast Kings. The 5th inning is brought to you by the Awesome Pool Guy. You need to replace your vinyl pool liner? Call the Awesome Pool Guy, CCB 255-795. 1-0 pitch, fastball misses upstairs, 2 balls, no strikes. Ethan Flynn tonight, the left fielder for the West Coast Kings, 0 for 1 so far. Infield playing deep around the horn for the Rogues on this beautiful Wednesday evening in the Rogue Valley. 2 balls and no strikes. 2-0, breaking ball, finds that top third, 2 balls, 1 strike. Flynn tonight, 0 for 1, struck out in the second strikeout victim for Forrest Zelmer. Zelmer so far this evening, 5 punch-outs from the young man from CSUN. 2-1. And he's hit by the pitch. Ethan Flynn takes first. Leadoff man on for the West Coast Kings.
Now batting the catcher, number 22, Tyrus Vogt.
1 on, nobody out. Here's the catcher, Tyrus Vogt, for the West Coast Kings. Also 0 for 1. 3-2 game in favor of Medford. 2-run homers from, actually 2 solo shots, rather, in the top half of inning number 4 from E.J. Cord and Blake Porter. Has made this game very interesting. Small lead for Flynn at first base. First pitch, fouls it off. Right side, lands on the concourse. Strike 1. Kyle Gross, the head coach of the West Coast Kings, was coaching at first base, now calling the offense from that first base dugout. Rogues can definitely turn 2. Strike 1 pitch, chopper to the left side, takes it as Kian Sanchez, throws it over to second for 1. Finney throws to the first base, and the throw is not in time. So 5-4 on the force out for Flynn at second base, and Tyrus Vogt reaches on a fielder's choice. 1 on, 1 out. We are in the awesome pool guy 5th inning. Here's the right fielder for the West Coast Kings, James Hartman. 3-2 lead for the Rogues. Final game of this 2-game set. And now Kyle Gross is going to change it, and there is going to be a pinch runner coming in. Gaitlin Learned replaces
Your attention, please. Pinch running
Voigt.
for the Kings at first base, number 9, Gaitlin Lurd.
Gaitlin Lurd at first base now replacing Voigt. Rogues can definitely turn 2 to get out of this inning. Forrest Zelmer sets up on that third base side. Chopper to the left side, takes on a high hop. Can't make the play is Kian Sanchez. And runners advance to first and second. Learn goes to second base. Hartman reaches at first base, and they are going to say officially a hit, says the official scorekeeper. So a generous play there. Puts runners at first and second. 1 out. Go back to the top of the order with John Bullock. 0 for 2 so far tonight. 1-run game in this series finale between the West Coast Kings and the Medford Rogues. Medford 3, West Coast Kings 2. John Bullock tonight has not reached on base yet. First pitch, ground ball to the right side, gobbles it up as Travis Finney throws it over to first base in time for out number 2. 4-3 on the ground out, advances the runners Lurd and Hartman to second and third base. And the tying run is only 90 feet away, and the adversity starting to tick up a little bit for Forrest Zelmer and company. 2 on, 2 outs. We are in the awesome pool guy 5th inning. Here's E.J. Cord, 1 for 2 so far, and here's assistant coach Jacob Seitz getting out of the dugout, and he's going to have a conversation with Forrest Zelmer and company. This Pause the Action is brought to you by our good friends at Figaro's Pizza. From pizza to wings and even calzones, Figaro's Pizza has you covered. Order online at figaros.com or come by our locations in Phoenix, Gold Hill, and our newest location in Eagle Point. Locally owned and operated and a proud supporter of sports and your Rogues. And a quick conversation, a little bit of a fire-up chat by Jacob Seitz, the assistant coach. Great meeting his fiancée, Gabby, earlier before the broadcast. It's Jacob and I and Gabby. We're going to be golfing tomorrow at Laurel Hill. It's going to be a lot of fun. First time Gabby's going to be going golfing, so that's going to be a blast up near Gold Hill. But now to the matter at hand, runners at second and third, 2 outs. We are on the road to fifth. EJ Cord at the dish. And Forrest Zelmer has a short-term memory, going to try to find a way to get that third and final out against the guy who hit the first home run of the evening against him. First pitch slider misses outside at 1 ball, no strikes. Cord tonight struck out in the first, homered in the 4th inning. It was made it a 3-1 lead at that point after that AB. EJ Cord, a guy that made the 1-0, bounces downstairs. 2 balls, no strikes. What I was saying before the pitch, EJ Cord was one of the guys that was ejected from last night's contest for bringing a prop onto the field. It was a Thor's hammer and a red cape. Runners at second and third. Lurd at third base. Hartman at second. 2 balls, no strikes, and the pitch. Fastball clips that top third. 2 balls, 1 strike. So EJ Cord in this series alone, 2 home runs. He has 1 double, pair of home runs, but a fly out and a pair of strikeouts in this series. 2-1, accused of foul, right side, and the count goes square.
Guess what? I got a fever. And the only prescription is more cowbell.
Right against right, we are in the road to fifth. Forrest Zelmer sets up on that third base side of the rubber, gets the signal from Anthony Thomas Jr., gets set, and the 2-2 home. 2-2, hits it in the air, down the first base side, and it goes out of play. We'll do it again. Runners at second and third. Lurd at third base. Hartman at second. Deuces wild. Wind blown into the ballpark on this Wednesday evening. 10 to 15 miles per hour. 2-2 home. 2-2 bounces downstairs. Anthony Thomas Jr. does a good job smothering it. And the count fills. Anthony Thomas Jr. trying to provide a little bit more breathing room for this Rogues defense. Runners at second and third, sticky position so far. 3-2, popped foul, screams over our heads, and we do it again. Still 3 balls and 2 strikes. And pitching coach Nick Berger always talks about you got to find ways to handle adversity. And Forrest Zelmer trying to sneak out of the inning. Runners at second and third, probably the biggest position the Kings have been so far in this evening's contest. And Forrest Zelmer trying to shut the door on the West Coast Kings. Payoff pitch upcoming and the delivery. Chopper, third base side, goes foul. We'll do it again. And this inning started off with a hit by pitch by Flynn. He was forced out 5-4 on the force out. Tyrus Voigt, Reese on a fielder's choice. Gatelin Lurd took over with the pinch running duties. James Hartman singled. John Bullock grounded out. EJ Cord, the batter, waits the 3-2. 3-2 misses, down and out, ball 4, and the bases are loaded. So the first time the West Coast Kings cover all the bags. And this is a big testy moment for Forrest Zelmer and company. Bases loaded, 2 outs. We are in the awesome pull guy 5th inning. Here's the center fielder for the West Coast Kings, Miles Clayton. 1 for 2 tonight. Right against left, and the first pitch. Fastball misses up and out. 1 ball, no strikes. Infield is playing deep around the horn for the Rogues. Outfield playing deep and straight away. Evan Saito way into right center. This is a big inning right now. You can definitely feel if you are Forrest Zelmer 1-0. Hits down the air, center field, tracking it down as Evan Seidel jogs to his left, makes the one-hand grab for out number 3, and the side is retired. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 3 runners left on. The West Coast Kings leave the bases loaded. A big confidence boost for Forrest Zelmer and company. We head to the home half, winning number 5 right after this. Due up for the Rogues, top of the order, Evan Seidel, Jackson Rosenthal, and Larson Custer. Medford 3, West Coast Kings 2. More of the awesome pool guy 5th inning right after this on the Rogue Streaming Network. Looking to buy or sell in the Rogue Valley? David Case of Windermere Realty has you covered. Windermere Realty has been serving the Rogue Valley for over 30 years. David, a proud husband and father, has been a broker in the Rogue Valley for almost a decade. From residential and rural to commercial, David can handle it all. Contact David Case if you're looking to buy or sell at 541-944-9330. Windermere Realty and David Case, proud supporters of Medford Rogues Baseball.
Discover the Life Plan community in the heart of the Rogue Valley. Here, your days are filled with opportunities to express yourself, engage your mind and body, and share your life with great new friends. You can connect, grow, and thrive. Our hilltop location is near world-class vineyards, the Oregon Shakespeare Festival, and the Brit Music and Arts Festival. Rogue Valley Manor, Southern Oregon's premier Life Plan community.
Home half of inning number 5 from Harry and David Field. We are still in the awesome pool guy 5th inning. Bryan Welch back with you on the Rogue Streaming Network. Medford 3, West Coast Kings 2. Top of the order for the Rogues, Evan Seidel, Jackson Rosenthal, and Larson Custer. And they still face Declan Casey, the starting pitcher for the West Coast Kings. In a close series finale between these two programs. First pitch, fastball misses low, 1 ball, no strikes. Evan Seidel tonight, 1 for 1 of a hit by pitch. Guy who played a big part in that home half of inning number 9 last night to secure the walk-off win. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0, fastball escapes away from the catcher Voigt. 2 balls, no strikes. It is a new catcher behind the dish for the West Coast Kings. Wyatt Miyamoto takes over Voigt. 2-0 pitch. Fastball, chopper foul to the third base side. 2 balls, 1 strike. Evan Seidel led off the first with the hit by pitch. Stolen base at second, came around and scored. Singled in the second, got the third base, but was left stranded. Rogues have had their opportunities to get runners across, but you definitely feel the urgency to get a couple of runs across in this inning. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2-1, ground pounding ball. That's going to be a fair ball. Into the corner it goes. Bounces off the fence and the bullpen. Evan Seidel gets to second base. Leadoff double for Evan Seidel. Evan Seidel having a great night so far in the Rogue Valley. His second hit. And the Rogues are in business. On, nobody out. Here's first baseman Jackson Rosenthal. We are in the home 5th. 3-2 lead for the Rogues. And the Rosenthal family here tonight. I know his family, Rob and Drew, out of town. The out-of-town family making their way to the Rogue Valley. Jackson Rosenthal going to try to make his family proud on this Wednesday evening. Infield starting to shade to the right. Cord, the second baseman, playing on the lip in right center for the West Coast Kings. Steps off the bag and steps off the mound and throws to second base is Declan Casey. Still waiting for the first pitch. Jackson tonight 1 for 2 so far this evening. First pitch. Fastball finds the outside corner, strike 1, and it has been a pretty wide strike zone throughout the whole entire evening, and it has been a very big, if you like, find the outside corner against lefties, has been very generous to both Forrest Zelmer and Declan Casey this evening. Strike 1 pitch. Ground ball, chopper to the right side, escapes in the right field, rounding third, racing towards home is Evan Seidel. He scores staying up, RBI single for Jackson Rosenthal. His second RBI of the night, and the Rogues are in business once again. 4-2 Medford.
Illinois University, number 44.
Station to station and driving runs in. That is what the Rogues have done so far in this contest. And Jackson Rosenthal at first base. Here's the DH man for the Rogues, Larson Custer. First offering to the lefty. First pitch, breaking ball, misses. Outside, 1 ball, no strikes. And it is trivia night back home in Kansas for Larson Custer. We were talking about this a little bit during batting practice about some of the categories you might see at trivia night. 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0, misses down and in. 2 balls, no strikes. If you're just now listening to this story for the first time, Larson Custer on Wednesdays plays trivia with his friends, gets a Phillies cheesesteak, and they play trivia. Usually they have a great battle with the teachers. 2-0, hits it in the air, center field. Going back is Clayton, the center fielder, and Larson Custer flies out for the first out of the inning. 1 on, 1 out. We are in the home 5th. We are still in the Ossipolgai 5th inning. Here's the third baseman for the Rogues, Kian Sanchez. 4-2 lead for Medford against the West Coast Kings. And getting back to the trivia night questions of Larson Custer, some of the categories you might see for a trivia night. If you go to trivia night with Larson, you might see a current events category, a general category, a music category, and a pitcher category. First pitch, slider misses outside, 1 ball and no strikes. There's a couple of other categories, but you get the gist on what you might see for a trivia night at the bar. And Larson having a blast in the Rogue Valley, but he's in the dugout now. Here's Kian Sanchez, ahead, 1 ball and no strikes. Hits that in the air down the first base side. 1 ball, 1 strike. Sanchez tonight, 1 for 1 and reached on air. And Kian Sanchez was talking about being back in the lineup yesterday during batting practice, talked about getting his eyes reset, seeing pitches again, live pitching for the first time in the last couple of weeks. 1 ball and a strike. Sets up on that first base side is Declan Casey, the pitcher. 1-2, swing and a miss on the curveball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And he was talking about playing here at Harry David Field. He brought up a point. He said you can't take a B swing and beat the center fielder. That's what Kian Sanchez brought up during batting practice. You have to have an A swing when batting here at Harry David Field. Behind 1 ball and 2 strikes. Small lead for Jackson Rosenthal at first base. The 1-2 home. 1-2, misses low, and the count goes square. And you have to bring your A game, so to speak, and Kian Sanchez try to bring his A game in this inning. 4 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for the Rogues. Declan Casey sets up on the first base side of the rubber. Glances at first base, Bullock holding the runner. 2-2. Breaking ball, called strike 3 on the outside corner. Kian Sanchez down on strikes. That is strikeout number 3 for Declan Casey.
The shortstop, number 12, Logan Macy.
1 on, 2 outs. We are in the home 5th. Medford 4, West Coast Kings 2. Here's Logan Macy, the shortstop for the Rogues. Right against right. Casey glances at first base. Small lead for Jackson Rosenthal. First pitch, fastball elevated. 1 ball, no strikes. Logan Macy tonight, RBI, but 0 for 2. Had 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0, runner goes, ground ball to the third base side. Good stab by McNean, the third baseman. The throw to first base in time for out number 3, and the inning comes to a close. 1 run comes across on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left. Jackson Rosenthal left on at first base. This wraps up the Ossipolgai 5th inning. Medford 4, West Coast Kings 2. More after this on the Rogue Streaming Network. Rogues CN Medford Airport is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. It's the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, their banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogues CN Medford Airport is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogues CN Medford Airport at roguescn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay. Looking for a place that actually feels like home? Check out Oak Ridge Estates in Phoenix, Oregon. This manufactured home community is selling brand new 3- and 4-bedroom homes with everything ready for you. A full kitchen appliance package, private carports, extra storage, and fresh landscaping all included. It is a whole vibe, pet-friendly, all ages, and packed with perks like a saltwater pool, hot tub, fitness center, playground, and clubhouse. Stop by 300 Lumen Road or call 541-535-6227 to book your tour today. Discover your place to call home at Oak Ridge Estates. Top half of inning number 6 from Harry and David Field. 4-2 lead for the Medford Rogues against the West Coast Kings. Bryan Welch back with you on the Rogue Streaming Network. 4, 5, and 6 due up for the West Coast Kings. Caleb Hendricks leads off the inning, followed by Blake Porter and Jimmy McNeven. And Forrest Zelmer stays on the hill for his top half of inning number 6. Only giving up 2 runs, 4 hits, but more importantly, 5 strikeouts so far for him this evening. You like what you've seen so far from Forrest Zelmer. Works on that third base side of the rubber and delivers the first pitch to Caleb Hendricks. First pitch slider, misses down and out. 1 ball, no strikes. Hendricks tonight has not reached on base for the West Coast Kings. 1 ball, no strikes. The pitch. Chopper foul, third base side, 1 ball, 1 strike. Take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by Kramer Cabinets. A couple of games going on currently. Bottom half of inning number 8. Lincoln leading 14-3 against the Solano Mudcats. Humboldt taking care of business in game 1 of the doubleheader against the Marysville Giants. 4-0. We getting game 2 started in a little bit. 1-1. That's hit in the air. Left field. Olsen going back. Olsen at the track, and that ball drops down for a hit. And he thought that was a double. The throw over to second base. And the throw is not in time, but Caleb Hendricks thought that was a definite no-doubter, but the ball clanged off the left field fence, and he thought he was jogging from first, had to turn the Jets on to second base, but it's a leadoff double for the West Coast Kings. And that was that could have been the 3rd home run of the evening for the West Coast Kings. That brings up a little conference between Forrest Zelmer and Anthony Thomas Jr. And they face Blake Porter, the shortstop for the West Coast Kings. 1 for 2 tonight. Blake Porter with that 2nd home run in the 4th inning. 4-2 lead for the Medford Rogues. We are in the top of 6. This is the beginning right now for Forrest Zelmer. You've seen the confidence level go strongly throughout the whole entire evening. First offering. Fastball, clips that top 3rd, strike 1. It's been a very generous zone so far tonight, dictated by the home plate umpire, Max Gunnick. You like what you've seen so far from him. It's had a strike zone. It's been even on both sides, a very wide strike zone. Throws it over to second base as Forrest Zelmer chases back Hendricks, gets back to the bag of a head-first slide. Still no balls and 1 strike. Currently, it's a 15-0 lead for the Healdsburg Prune Packers against the Bay Area Marauders. We're still on the out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by Kramer Cabinets. And they are getting underway in the top of the 1st between Humboldt and Marysville. No balls and a strike. Hits down the air, foul down the first base side. Quickly in the hole, no balls and 2 strikes. You never know who will join us in the broadcast booth at Harry and David Field. We had my host family, Mike Schubert, up here in the press box, and we have the hot dog man. You come to Harry and David Field, you might see the hot dog man run around. There's a hamburger man running around right now. You might see that during the commercial breaks. So hot dogs and hamburgers out and about on this Wednesday evening. No balls and 2 strikes. Porter steps out of the batter's box, climbs back in. And a pickle. So there's a hot dog, a hamburger, and a pickle up here in the press box at Harry and David Field. No balls and 2 strikes. Zelmer glanced at second base in the 0-2. Swing and a miss on the curveball. Porter down on strikes, and Forrest Zelmer pulls the string. His 6th K of the evening, and the crucial first out recorded. And you like the confidence level of Forrest Zelmer so far tonight. 1 on, 1 out. We are in the road 6th. Here's the third baseman, Jimmy McNeven. 0 for 2 so far tonight. 4-2 Medford. We are in the top of 6. Forrest Zelmer has been dealing so far tonight. Throws it over to second base, lops it over to Travis Finney. Still waiting the first pitch. You like what you've seen so far from Forrest Zelmer? A definite 180 to what happened last week in the league opener against Solano. Only went 4 innings, gave up 9 runs. He's only given up 2 runs tonight. First pitch, elevated, 1 ball, no strikes. McNeven grounded out to the second baseman Travis Finney in the second inning, grounded out to the third baseman Kian Sanchez in the 4th. Hasn't yet to reach on base tonight. 1-0 pitch, fastball dots the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ethan Flynn waits on deck for the West Coast Kings. Kings have had their moments so far tonight. You think about the last inning. West Coast Kings left the bases loaded. A ball and a strike, throws it over to second base instead, and a leaping grab by Travis Finney. The second baseman had to make the play to make sure it didn't go into center field. If that ball went into center field, that's definitely going to third base as Hendricks. Big sequence of events right now for Forrest Zelmer and company. Infield playing deep around the horns. Evan Saito a step in. 1-1, hits it in the air, shallow left center field, tracking it down as Evan Seidel, wearing the shades, makes the grab for out number 2. 1 on, 2 outs. We are in the top of 6. 4-2 lead for the Medford Rogues. And here is the left fielder for the West Coast Kings, Ethan Flynn. 0 for 1 with a hit by pitch tonight. Medford trying to limit the damage, and Forrest Zelmer has looked really content on the hill so far tonight. And with the lights are turned on at the moment, shadows starting to appear at Harry and David Field. Just a picture-perfect Chamber of Commerce Wednesday evening. Weather's going to be very interesting in the next couple of days. Steps off the rubber, climbs back on is Forrest Zelmer, sets up on that third base side. Glances at second base, and Hendricks fires the first pitch, misses low. 1 ball, no strikes. One ball, no strikes. Fastball bounces away from Anthony Thomas Jr. Going to third base is Hendricks, and he scoots to third base. So Hendricks goes to third. 2 balls, no strikes. And the at-bat continues. And Forrest Zelmer walks around the hill, climbs back on the rubber, slams the ball into his glove, and goes back to work once again. Sets up on that third base side of the rubber. Forrest has had a good outing so far in the Rogue Valley. 2 balls, no strikes. 2-0, fastball fouled down that first base side. 2 balls, 1 strike. Shadows appearing, I talked about it before. Olsen is covered up in the shadows in left field. Most of the sun is out in right field. Center field has a piece of the shadow. Evan Saito sets up a little bit in right center. 2-1 pitch fouled off to the screen. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So now deuces are wild in the inning. Ethan Flynn tonight struck out in the second, hit by pitch in the 4th. Forced out at second base, 5-4 on the force out. But you like the efficiency, you like the conviction that Forrest Zelmer has had so far tonight. 2-2 home. 2-2, knuckles that in the air, sky high, left center field, tracking it down as Logan Macy goes to his left, makes the play for out number 3, and the side is retired. No runs, a hit, no errors, 1 left. Caleb Hendricks left on at third base, and Forrest Zelmer and company works around the leadoff base runner. We head to the home half of inning number 6 right after this. Quentin Olson, Travis Finney, and Anthony Thomas Jr. due up for the Rogues. 4-2 lead for Medford on this Wednesday evening in the Rogue Valley. Keep it here on the Rogue Streaming Network. Looking to buy or sell in the Rogue Valley? David Case of Windermere Realty has you covered. Windermere Realty has been serving the Rogue Valley for over 30 years. David, a proud husband and father, has been a broker in the Rogue Valley for almost a decade. From residential and rural to commercial, David can handle it all. Contact David Case if you're looking to buy or sell at 541-944-9330. Windermere Realty and David Case, proud supporters of Medford Rogues Baseball.
Discover the Life Plan community in the heart of the Rogue Valley. Here, your days are filled with opportunities to express yourself, engage your mind and body, and share your life with great new friends. You can connect, grow, and thrive. Our hilltop location is near world-class vineyards, the Oregon Shakespeare Festival, and the Brit Music and Arts Festival. Rogue Valley Manor, Southern Oregon's premier life plan community.
Home half of inning number 6 from Harry and David Field. A first call to the bullpen tonight. And the West Coast Kings turn to Ty Everhard out of Modesto Junior College. The southpaw again as warm-up tosses in. This pitching change is brought to you by KTVL 10, Southern Oregon's home for sports and entertainment. Declan Casey, the starter for the West Coast Kings, going 5 innings on the hill, 7 hits, 4 runs, 1 error, and recorded 4 strikeouts and issued no walks in the inning in his time on the hill. And Ty Everhard takes the reins, and he faces 6, 7, 8 in the batting order. Quentin Olson leads off the inning, followed by Travis Finney and Anthony Thomas Jr. If you're just now tuning in on the Rogue Streaming Network, it was the Rogues who struck first. 2 runs in the first inning, 1 run in the second. It was a 3-0 lead for the Rogues until the 4th inning. 2 home runs to the West Coast Kings from E.J. Cord and Blake Porter made it a 1-run game. Medford got a run across in the home half of inning number 5 with an RBI single from Jackson Rosenthal, plating Evan Saito. And now the Rogues trying to build some insurance on this Wednesday evening. Quentin Olson digs in for his 3rd trip of the evening, faces the lefty Ty Everhard. Ty Everhard got his warm-up tosses in at the moment. The Pirate from Modesto Junior College from the Central Valley in California. First pitch, and Quentin Olson has to lean out of the way of that one. Almost hits him. 1 ball, no strikes. Some numbers for Ty Everhard this season. In the summer, 2.25 ERA, no wins, no losses, 4 appearances, no starts. 4 innings on the hill. 1 ball, no strikes, takes a deep breath, and the pitch. 1-0, breaking ball, misses inside. 2 balls, no strikes. Everhard so far sets up on that third base side. Infield playing deep for the West Coast Kings. Outfield playing deep and straight away. The center fielder Clayton, a couple of steps into right center. 2 balls, no strikes, and the pitch to Quentin. Fast off speed, misses upstairs. 3 balls, no strikes. Olson ground out to the shortstop Porter to close out the 1st inning. Struck out to close out the 3rd inning. Olson ahead, 3 balls and no strikes. And the pitch. 3-0, right down the boulevard, strike 1. A great conversation with Quentin Olson today. He was our Rogues Player Spotlight, talking about his love for cooking and also being able to be with his college teammates on the Rogues this summer. His college teammates who are with the Rogues this year is Caleb Malloy and Nolan Donovan. 3-1 pitch, fastball clips the inside corner, and the count fills. Ty Everhard was behind 3 balls and no strikes, and back-to-back strikes fills the count. Big pitch upcoming right now to Quentin Olson. 3-2. Swing and a miss, good slider. Olson down on strikes with the first out of the inning. Bases empty, 1 out. We are the bottom of 6, 4-2 lead for the Medford Rogues. Here's the second baseman for Medford, Travis Finney, 0 for 2 tonight. Medford has had its opportunities trying to get runners across. Rogues played it 2 in the first, once in the second, once in the 5th. And a game that definitely feels like a lead is never safe, and especially when you play the Kings. Kings tied it up in yesterday's affair in the top half of inning number 9 with a solo home run from E.J. Cord. Rogues walked it off in the bottom of the 9th last night. First pitch. Line drive, left field for Travis Finney. That's into the corner. Bouncing right by the Food for Less sign, left field. Rounding first, digging for 2 as Travis Finney loses the helmet, slides into second base. A 1-out double for Travis Finney. Travis Finney turning on the Jets. The Australian gets the extra base hit, and the Rogues are cooking in the home half of inning number 6. That is Travis Finney's first extra base hit in 2026. And the Rogues are only 180 feet away from scoring. 1 on, 1 out. We are in the bottom of 6. Medford 4, West Coast Kings 2. Here's the catcher tonight for the Rogues. Anthony Thomas Jr. 1 for 2 tonight. Faces the lefty Ty Everhard. A left versus left matchup. First pitch, instead a pump fake, and Ty Everhard chases back Travis Finney without a throw. Everhard sets up on that third base side of the rubber. Big lead for Travis Finney, and that's a balk call, says the first base umpire, Dan Conklin. So Travis Finney advances to third base. So a balk on Ty Everhard puts the Rogues only 90 feet away from scoring. That puts the infield in for the West Coast Kings, and now Anthony Thomas Jr. trying to capitalize on this opportunity. Still waiting the first pitch to Anthony Thomas Jr. First pitch, misses upstairs, 1 ball, no strikes. Last time Anthony Thomas Jr. popped out to the third baseman at McNeven in the 4th, singled in the 2nd. It was forced out during the Diego Grabiel fielder's choice, 6-4 officially. 1 ball, no strikes, and the pitch. 1-0, ground ball, it's down the right field line. 1 run is in for Travis Finney. Rounding first, digging for 2 is Anthony Thomas Jr. Might dig for 3, into the corner it went. Anthony Thomas Jr. slides into third base. RBI triple for Anthony Thomas Jr. A double from Travis Finney, an RBI triple from Anthony Thomas Jr. It's a 5-2 lead for Medford. And what a response offensively for the Rogues.
From Missouri Baptist University.
So the Rogues have a new right fielder replacing Diego Grabiel. Here's Max Shabasteri for his first at-bat of the evening. Medford 5, West Coast Kings 2. We are in the bottom of 6. Infield closed in for the West Coast Kings. A double from Travis Finney and an RBI triple from Anthony Thomas Jr. Rogues pulling ahead, 5-2 Medford. All with 1 out. Max Shabasteri gets his first at-bat tonight. First pitch from the lefty. First pitch, breaking ball, finds the inside corner. Strike 1. Diego Grabiel tonight finishes 0 for 2. Reached on a fielder's choice in the 2nd, came around and scored. Struck out in the 4th inning. Rogues looking for a big pop offensively in this frame. Strike 1 pitch, fouls it off to the screen. Quickly in the hole, no balls and 2 strikes. Max, a 136 hitter this season. No home runs, 3 runs batted in. Anthony Thomas Jr. only 90 feet away from scoring. Infield is still closed in for the West Coast Kings. Outfield playing deep and straight away. Clayton, the center fielder, a couple of steps in to left center. No balls and 2 strikes. 0-2, misses inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Quentin Olson struck out for the first out of the inning. Travis Finney doubled and scored off the RBI triple from Anthony Thomas Jr. Max Shabasteri trying to join in on the fun. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2, pops that up in the air. First base side, foul territory. Bullock, the first baseman, gives chase and runs in to the netting. It lands just past the grass berm down that first base side. There's some kids on this Wednesday evening. Just a picture-perfect Wednesday evening in the Rogue Valley. Glacier blue skies overhead, shadows still appearing at the ballpark. 1-2 upcoming to Max Shabasteri. 1-2, knuckles that in the air. Parachutes that into shallow left center field. Dropping it is Porter, and Anthony Thomas Jr. scores. RBI single from Max Shabasteri. Second run across in the inning for the Rogues. It was blooped up in the air, and it just went over the head of the shortstop Porter because the infield was closed in for the West Coast Kings. And the Rogues lead 6-2 against the West Coast Kings. And Medford right now having its moments and having its fun. And we'll break that down once again. It was Shabasteri who hit the ball, popped it up softly. The shortstop Porter bobbled it a bit. First pitch to Evan Seidel. Fastball misses up and in. 1 ball, no strikes, all with 1 out. Double from Travis Finney, RBI triple from Anthony Thomas Jr., RBI single from Max Shabasteri, and the Rogues right now trying to cruise. 1-0, misses outside, 2 balls, no strikes. It's a 6-2 lead for the Rogues. Two-0. Fastball misses inside to ball 3. Three balls, no strikes, and the pitch. 3.
Everybody clap your hands.
And now head coach Kyle Gross for the West Coast Kings steps out of the dugout. And he's going to have a conversation with his reliever Ty Everhard. And this is a whole entire conversation on the hill. 6-2 lead for the Rogues. And they are going to call to the bullpen. Pitching change for the West Coast Kings. Pitching changes and call to the bullpens this season brought to you by our good friends KTVL 10, Southern Oregon's home for sports and entertainment. 1 on, 1 out, bottom half of inning number 6. Medford 6, West Coast Kings 2. Keep it here on the Rogue Streaming Network. After the game is over, are you looking for more Medford Rogues content? Plank Talk is the official podcast of the Medford Rogues. Hi, this is Bryan Welch, the voice of your Rogues. Join me every week as we talk with the players, front office staff, and special guests along the way. Plank Talk drops every week during the season on the same channel you watch the Rogues. We will see you for Plank Talk. As always, go Rogues. Rogues CN Medford Airport is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. It's the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, their banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogues CN Medford Airport is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogues CN Medford Airport at roguescn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay. Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Check out our newest location, our Take and Bake food trailer in Eagle Point. Locally owned and operated, Figaro supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. New pitcher in for the West Coast Kings, bottom half of inning number 6. It is Brady Spencer again, his second relief appearance in this series, and Brady Spencer gets his warm-up tosses in right now for the West Coast Kings. This pitching change is brought to you by our good friends at KTVL 10, Southern Oregon's home for sports and entertainment. 2 runs across so far for the Rogues in this inning. Double from Travis Finney, an RBI triple from Anthony Thomas Jr., and an RBI single from Max Shabasteri, and a pinch hit at bat. Evan Saito drawing the walk and brings in Jackson Rosenthal now. Medford leading 6-2 against the West Coast Kings. Final game of this 2-game set. Medford has the off day tomorrow and then back at it again on Friday for a big showdown against the Healdsburg Prune Packers. And right now the Rogues trying to capitalize, all of 1 out. Brady Spencer inherits runners at first and second. Brady, the southpaw from Santa Cruz, California, attended SoCal High, not S-O-C-A-L, but S-O-Q-U-E-L, Cabrillo College transfer. Currently going to school at Westmont College in the lovely city of Montecito, California. Actually, where my grandmother lives at in Montecito. Is actually 10 minutes away from the campus of Westmont. First pitch instead steps off the rubber, climbs back on. Runners at first and second. Max Shabasteri at second base. Evan Seidel at first base. It has been that type of evening so far. Ty Everhard only going a third of an inning. 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 strikeout, no walks. The Rogues right now trying to strengthen their lead. First offering home from Brady Spencer. First pitch escapes away from the catcher Miyamoto. Runners advance to second and third. Shabasteri to third. Evan Seidel to first. And they eliminate the opportunity to turn 2. 1 ball and no strikes, and the Rogues right now capitalizing on the frustration from the West Coast Kings. And Kyle Gross steps out, gives a couple of words, shaking his head a bit, not happy about how the pitching staff has handled its business so far tonight for the West Coast Kings. Once again, the infield closes in for the Kings. 1 ball and no strikes, Jackson Rosenthal. 2 for 3 at the dish, definite contender for player of the game. 1-0 pitch, breaking ball, clips that bottom third. 1 ball, 1 strike. And it has been a wide strike zone dictated by Max Skunkin. Infield playing in. Runners at second and third. Shabasteri at third base. Saito at second. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch. 1-0, 1-1 rather, 2 balls, 1 strike. Fastball misses outside. Take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by Kramer Cabinets. A couple of games going on currently in the bottom half of inning number 9. It's a 14-4 lead for the Lincoln Potters against the Solano Mudcats. Humboldt playing a doubleheader tonight against the Marysville Giants, taking game 1 4-0 against the Giants. Currently in the home first in game 2. 2-1 pitch, misses inside it. 3 balls, 1 strike. It's 2-1. Leading for the Crabs against the Marysville Giants. And in the home 7th, the defending champs in the Pacific Empire League, the Healdsburg Prune Packers. They'll be here Friday. Get your tickets at medfordroguesbaseball.simpletix.com. Infield playing deep in for the West Coast Kings. The 3-1 pitch misses inside of ball 4. And Jackson Rosenthal loads the bases. Back-to-back walks issued by 2 different pitchers. And the West Coast Kings defense. So bases loaded, 1 out. Medford 6, West Coast Kings 2. Larson Custer gets ready to go to work, 1 for 3 tonight. Shabasteri at third, Saito at second, Jackson Rosenthal at first base. It's an 18-0 lead for the Prune Packers against the Bay Area Marauders. You feel for the Bay Area Marauders. First offering from Brady Spencer works on that third base side. First pitch breaking ball, finds the outside third. No balls, 1 strike. Larson tonight singled and scored in the first. Ground out to the second baseman Cord in the third. Flied out to the center fielder Clayton in the 5th. No balls and a strike. Fastball misses outside at 1 ball, 1 strike. We talked about in the last at-bat for Larson Custer, a guy who loves his trivia night. It is trivia night back home in Kansas. And we were talking about some of the categories that you might see at trivia night. I know they're listening to the broadcast right now. So current events, general, music, and images. 1-1 slider, swing and a miss, strike 2. Custer behind it. 1 ball and 2 strikes. I don't know how good I would be at trivia. We had a question and I messed up on. Well, I mean, I jumped the gun a bit, but trivia night would be pretty fun. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Larson Custer. Rogues covering all the bags in this inning. Spencer sets and the 1-2. 1-2, ground ball to left side, goes to his right as Porter, and he can't make the play, rolls into left center. 2 runs are in, 2-run single for Larson Custer. It went through Porter, it went in between his legs, could not make the play, and the Rogues now put up a 4 spot in the inning. So officially they say an error, but with 1 out, it's an 8-2 lead for the Rogues. Medford cruising on this Wednesday evening. Runners at first and second now. Medford 8, West Coast Kings 2. Here's Kian Sanchez. Kian Sanchez tonight playing at third base for the first time the last couple of weeks. First pitch. Knuckles that in the air. Shallow center field. Charging in is the center fielder Clayton. That's going to drop in front of him. And the bases are loaded once again. Rogues offense having a field day on this Wednesday night.
Shortstop, number 12, London Macy.
All of one out. Brady Spencer struggling to get that second out of the inning. So Jackson Rosenthal is at third. So 4 runs across in this inning. First pitch. Breaking ball finds the outside corner. Strike 1. Logan Macy has not reached on base yet. Does have an RBI to his credit. Spencer sets up on that third base side of the rubber, and the strike 1 pitch. Line drive, left field, a base hit. 1 runs in, rounding third, racing towards home as Larson Custer. He scores standing up. 2-run single for Logan Macy, and the Rogues lead by 8. 10-2 against the West Coast Kings. And a night where the Rogues offense has prevailed. The Rogues have 10 runs on 12 hits. And now a new batter comes in for the Rogues. Trey Kotze takes over. Runners at first and second. First chip pitch, chopper to the right side, bobbled by the first baseman. Bullock hit, underhands at a second base, and Trey Kotze reaches on an infield single, replacing Quentin Olson. So the Rogues go through the whole entire lineup card in this inning. They are going to say that is an error, so officially an E3, and that is Trey Kotze on at first base. Bases loaded, 1 out. 10-2 lead for the Rogues. Currently putting up a 6th spot in the frame. Rogues wasting no time. Travis Finney gets his second at-bat in this inning. Travis tonight, 1 for 3 rather at the dish. Brady Spencer sets up on that first base side of the rubber and fires the first pitch. Breaking ball. Misses inside at 1 ball. No strikes. Beautiful evening for baseball in the Rogue Valley. Happy to have you aboard wherever you may be tuning in. And this has been an interesting one so far. One ball, no strikes. Rogues cover all the bags, all with less than 2 outs. And the pitch. 1-0, line drive off the glove of the third baseman, McNeven. And 1 runs in. Station the station go the Rogues. It's a 7th spot put up by Medford.
Now batting the catcher, number 34, Anthony Thomas Jr.
So Anthony Thomas Jr. gets his second at-bat of the inning. 11-2 lead for the Rogues. We are on the bottom of 6. Rogues right now offensively, 11 runs on 13 hits. With the bases loaded and 1 out, Brady Spencer delivers the first pitch, and he's hit by the pitch. And Anthony Thomas Jr. drives in a run via the hit by pitch. So it's a hit by pitch RBI for Anthony Thomas Jr. So it's a 8th spot put up, and now the assistant coach for the West Coast Kings heads out of the dugout. 12-2 lead and a swift walk to the hill, and I think they're taking the car keys away from Brady Spencer. but it might be a conversation. It is a conversation, so this pause of the action is brought to you by our good friends at Figaro's Pizza. From pizza to wings and even calzones, Figaro's Pizza has you covered. Order online at figaros.com or come by our locations in Phoenix, Gold Hill, and our newest location in Eagle Point. Locally owned and operated and a proud supporter of sports and your Rogues. Lengthy, short conversation, short and sweet. And we go back to work once again. Bases loaded. Here's Max Shabasteri, his second at-bat in this inning.
Now batting the right fielder, number
This is the 13th batter in this inning. And now Anthony Thomas Jr.'s replaced. Evan Chadwick takes over. He'll be at first base. He is the pinch runner now. So bases loaded. Trey Kotze at third base. Travis Finney at second base. Chadwick at first base. All with one out. That's an 8-spot put up currently by the Rogues. First pitch, breaking ball, clips that outside corner, strike one. Max Shabasteri 1 for 1 so far in this game, taking over from Diego Grabiel. So Max Shabasteri replaces Diego Grabiel in right to the next inning. One hit by the pitch, and he walks in a run. So back-to-back hit by pitches, drives in another run in this inning. And it's a 9-spot currently put up by the Rogues. 13-2 Rogues.
Now batting the center fielder from Cal State University, Northridge.
All with one out.
Evan Saito.
Brady Spencer struggling. And you feel for Brady. Medford 13, West Coast Kings 2, bottom half of inning number 6. First pitch, Evan Saito finds his own strike one. And it is the second time Evan Saito has an at-bat in this inning. Bases loaded, Travis Finney at third base, Chadwick at second, Shabasteri at first base. No balls, 1 strike, and the pitch. Breaking ball finds that top third, strike 2. In a night where the Rogues have had to find some offensive productivity, they have found it in the bottom half of inning number 6. No balls, 2 strikes. Spencer sets and the pitch. 0-2, breaking ball, called strike 3. And Evan Saito goes back to the dugout. First strikeout for the reliever, Brady Spencer. Second out recorded in the inning. Bases loaded, 2 outs. We are in the bottom of 6. 13-2 lead for the Rogues against the West Coast Kings. And a big round of applause for Jackson Rosenthal. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Travis Finney at third base, Evan Chadwick at second, Max Shabasteri at first base. And has been a downhill inning for the West Coast Kings, and you feel for Brady Spencer on the hill. He sets up on that third base side of the rubber. First offering from Brady. Breaking ball, pours in for a strike on the outside corner, strike 1. The 15th batter. 15th at bat, I should say, in this inning alone. Well, no balls, 1 strike, and the pitch. Strike 1 pitch, fouls it off. Left side quickly in the hole, no balls, and 2 strikes.
That one's just a bit foul.
Finney at third base, Chadwick at second, Shabasteri at first base. Lights are turned on. Sun's about to set in the Rogue Valley. Bullpen's a little bit active for the Rogues at the moment. Brady Spencer trying to exit the inning. 0-2. Chopper to the right side, takes it on hop as the second baseman Cord. The throw to first in time for out number 3. And the inning comes to a close, but a big inning put up by the Rogues. A 9-spot, 9 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits. No errors, but the Rogues leave the bases loaded. But more importantly, the The Rogues capitalized. Excuse me, there was 1 error committed in that inning. But the Rogues lead at 13-2 against the West Coast Kings. We have played 6 in the Rogue Valley. Top half of inning number 7 coming up right after this on the Rogue Streaming Network. Rogue Green CN Medford Airport is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. It's the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, their banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Green CN Medford Airport is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Green CN Medford Airport at roguegreencn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay. Looking for a place that actually feels like home? Check out Oak Ridge Estates in Phoenix, Oregon. This manufactured home community is selling brand new 3- and 4-bedroom homes with everything ready for you. A full kitchen appliance package, private carports, extra storage, and fresh landscaping all included. It is a whole vibe, pet-friendly, all ages, and packed with perks like a saltwater pool, hot tub, fitness center, playground, and clubhouse. Stop by 300 Lumen Road or call 541-535-6227 to book your tour today. Discover your place to call home at Oak Ridge Estates. Top half of inning number 7 from Harry and David Field. 13-2 Medford against the West Coast Kings. Bryan Welch back with you on the Rogue Streaming Network. And it is a pitching change. First time the Rogues called to the bullpen. Preston Daniels comes out of the bullpen in relief. This pitching change tonight and all season long. Brought to you by KTVL 10, Southern Oregon's home for sports and entertainment. Great numbers by Forrest Zelmer tonight. 6 innings on the hill, 5 hits, 2 runs, 1 error, issuing 1 walk, but 6 strikeouts. And Preston Daniels faces 8-9-1 in the order. That's Gatelin Leard leading off the inning, followed by James Hartman and John Bullock. Thank you for that comment, Rick. Figure out for the pronunciation of the name. First pitch is a strike, no balls, and 1 strike. Preston Daniels this season. A 1 sky high right field. Drifting back is Max Shabasteri at the track, makes the grab, runs into the Jamba Juice sign in right field, and he secures it for out number 1. So Shabasteri replaces Rabiel in right. Olsen is replaced by Trey Kotze in left. And it's the first out recorded. Bases empty, 1 out. And it is a new batter in for the West Coast Kings. West Coast Kings trying to jumpstart their offense. And the batter is Zach Altamura, a guy from Cuesta College. He's in the 9th spot. He'll be in right field for the West Coast Kings. First pitch, clips that inside corner, strike 1. Bases empty, 1 out. We are on the top of 7, 13-2 lead for the Rogues. Strike 1 pitch, breaking ball misses outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Perfect evening for baseball in the Rogue Valley. It's been a very fun game so far. 1 ball and a strike. 1-1 ground ball picked up by the third baseman. Kian Sanchez throws it over to first base. Dug out by Jackson Rosenthal. Great play. Kian Sanchez at third base. 5-3 on the ground out. And Kian Sanchez finding a way at his home at third base. 2 up and 2 down in the road 7th. Bases empty, 2 outs. We go back to the top of the order of John Bullock, the first baseman for the West Coast Kings. 0 for 3 tonight. 13-2 Medford. Game 2 of this final game of this 2-game set. And the first offering. First pitch, fastball lasered foul to that third base side, strike 1. Bullock 0 for 3 tonight. Strike, swing and a miss, strike 2, quickly in the hole, no balls and 2 strikes. Bullock tonight flied out to the center fielder Evan Saito in the first, struck out in the third, ground out to the second baseman Travis Finney in the 5th. Sets up on that third base side is Preston Daniels and the 0-2. And misses outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. And it's been a perfect evening so far in the Rogue Valley, 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2, called strike 3 on the outside corner. Bullock down on strikes. First strikeout victim for Preston Daniels, and the side is retired. 1-2-3 go the West Coast Kings. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left. We head to the home half of inning number 7. It's time to stretch at Harry and David Field. All Medford on this Wednesday evening. 13-2 Rogues against the West Coast Kings. And let's listen to the crowd. We sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." And the crowd's into it. The Rogues are into it. Medford 13, West Coast Kings 2. More after this on the Rogues Streaming Network. Looking to buy or sell in the Rogue Valley? David Case of Windermere Realty has you covered. Windermere Realty has been serving the Rogue Valley for over 30 years. David, a proud husband and father, has been a broker in the Rogue Valley for almost a decade. From residential and rural to commercial, David can handle it all. Contact David Case if you're looking to buy or sell at 541-944-9330. Windermere Realty and David Case, proud supporters of Medford Rogues Baseball.
Discover the Life Plan community in the heart of the Rogue Valley. Here, your days are filled with opportunities to express yourself, engage your mind and body, and share your life with great new friends. You can connect, grow, and thrive. Our hilltop location is near world-class vineyards, the Oregon Shakespeare Festival, and the Brit Music and Arts Festival. Rogue Valley Manor, Southern Oregon's premier Life Plan community.
Home half of inning number 7 from Harry and David Field. 13-2 Medford against the West Coast Kings. Bryan Welch back with you on the Rogue Streaming Network. New pinch hitter to lead off the inning. It's Nolan Donovan to lead off the inning, followed by Kian Sanchez and Logan Macy. My name is Bryan Welch. Happy to have you aboard wherever you may be tuning in. And it's Brady Spencer who gets the nod. First pitch, line drive, center field, a base hit. Nolan Donovan aboard of the leadoff single. One on, nobody out. We are on the bottom of 7. Here's the third baseman, Kian Sanchez, back in his natural habitat at third base. Great play in the top of this inning. Kian Sanchez gets to go to work again, and now head coach Kyle Gross, head coach of the West Coast Kings, steps out of the dugout. And it is a swift walk to the hill. And he talks with Brady Spencer. And it is just going to be a conversation with the whole entire infield. Take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard that's brought to you by Kramer Cabinets. A couple of games that have gone final. Lincoln wins 14-4 against the Solano Mudcats. Humboldt wins in game 1 of the doubleheader 4-0 against the Marysville Giants. And it's a 20-0 lead for the Healdsburg Prune Packers against the Bay Area Marauders. And the Humboldt Crabs leading in game 2, the nightcap of the doubleheader 2-1 against the Marysville Giants. New pitcher in for the West Coast Kings. I'll tell you who he is when we come right back after this. This call to the bullpen is brought to you by KTVL 10, Southern Oregon's home for sports and entertainment. One on, nobody out. Bottom half of inning number 7. Medford 13, West Coast Kings 2. More after this on the Rogue Streaming Network.
Planning to move? Choose Pods, the most awarded container moving company. Whether you're moving across town or across the country, Pods brings the container to you. Keep it as long as you like and pack at your own pace. When you're ready, we'll take it to your new home or store it at a secure pod storage center until you need it. And best of all, you don't have to do the driving. Trust Pods with your next move. Book at pods.com today.
Looking for a place that actually feels like home? Check out Oak Ridge Estates in Phoenix, Oregon. This manufactured home community is selling brand new 3- and 4-bedroom homes with everything ready for you. A full kitchen appliance package, private carports, extra storage, and fresh landscaping all included. It is a whole vibe, pet-friendly, all ages, and packed with perks like a saltwater pool, hot tub, fitness center, playground, and clubhouse. Stop by 300 Lumen Road or call 541-535-6227 to book your tour today. Discover your place to call home at Oak Ridge Estates. One on and nobody out in the bottom half of inning number 7. It is a new pitcher on the hill for the West Coast Kings. It is Landon LaPlante taking over from Brady Spencer. 4th pitcher used so far this evening for the West Coast Kings. He inherits a base runner at first base. That's Nolan Donovan, the leadoff single for Nolan Donovan to start off the home half of inning number 7. So the first batter he sees is Kian Sanchez. Rogues 13 runs, 14 hits, 1 error. West Coast Kings 2 runs, 5 hits, and 3 errors on this Wednesday evening in the Rogue Valley. Just now tuning in, the Rogues putting up a cricket number in the bottom half of inning number 6, putting up a 9 spot in the frame. Rogues capitalizing on the misfortune of the pitching staff of the West Coast Kings, and the Rogues offense looking to keep the offense moving on this Wednesday night. Kian Sanchez does that indeed, and he has reached on base 3 times so far tonight, 2 for 3 with an error. He gets ready to face Landon LaPlante for the first time in this evening. Landon sets up on that first base side of the rubber and takes a deep breath and fires the first pitch. First pitch bounces away from the catcher Miyamoto, and advancing to second base easily is Nolan Donovan. A stolen base eliminates the opportunity to turn 2. Rogues right now currently capitalizing. 1 ball, no strikes. Now conversation between Miyamoto and LaPlante breaks up. We go back to work once again. One ball, no strikes. LaPlante sets up on that first base side of the rubber, takes a deep breath. Looks at second base at Nolan Donovan, fires the 1-0, and he's hit by the pitch as Kian Sanchez on the elbow, and Kian Sanchez takes first. So a single and now a hit by pitch, 2 on, nobody out. Here's Logan Macy, the 5-hitter tonight, playing shortstop for the Rogues.
The shortstop, number 12, Logan Macy.
He gets ready to go to work once again, 1 for 4 tonight at the dish. Does have a pair of RBIs in his credit. Rogues right now, definitely in cruise control, but you want to be aggressive still. You want to make this, you want to be able to simulate what you might see on Friday night and Saturday night and Sunday afternoon against the Healdsburg Prune Packers, because the Prune Packers are the real deal. And they are the best team in the league. There's a reason why they've won the league since the inception of the Pacific Empire League since 2024, and dating back to when they were in the California Collegiate League. First offering it from Landon LaPlante, and the first pitch. First pitch fastball elevated, 1 ball, no strikes. Macy tonight, 4-3 on the RBI ground out in the first. Got the second run across this evening. 1 ball, no strikes. Advances at second base is LaPlante, and the 1-0. Fastball swing and a miss. Strike 1. Just a picture-perfect evening in the Rogue Valley. I know Michael Lavinet is listening right now. BG Gold is up in the press box right now. BG is just to the left of us. The legend, the Medford legend, of course. 1 ball and a strike. LaPlante sets up on that first base side and fires the 1-1. Pitch, pops that up in the air, goes behind the net, and it just lands on the concourse. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Trey Kotze waits on deck, and a Rogue squad that capitalized, scoring 9 times in the bottom half of inning number 6. Sending 15 guys to the dish. 15 times the Rogues had opportunities to cash in runners, and they did well indeed. 1-2. Fastball called strike 3 right down the pipe. That's the first out of the inning. First strikeout for Landon LaPlante. 2 on, 1 out. We are in the bottom of 7. 13-2 lead for the Rogues against the West Coast Kings. Nolan Donovan at second base. Kian Sanchez at first base. Here is Trey Kotze, placing Quentin Olson in left field. Trey Kotze reaching on an air in his first AB of the night. Landon LaPlante sets up on that first base side of the rubber. Sets to the belt, glances at second base, and fires the first pitch. Fastball misses upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. Trey Kotze just graduated from high school. I know his grandmother May is listening right now. Great interview of Trey Kotze just a week ago. Great conversation with him. 1 ball, no strikes. Takes a deep breath as LaPlante and fires the 1 out. Fastball breaks in for a strike on the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. And you've seen him improve throughout the whole entire time he's been here in the Rogue Valley. Trey's going to be a pretty special player once he gets to campus at Princeton in the fall. Ball and a strike. Landon LaPlante waits. Glances at second base again, then at Nolan Donovan and fires a pitch. 1-1, swing and a miss on the slider. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Our next broadcast on the Rogue Streaming Network will be on a Friday evening, 6:35 first pitch. We get going at 6:15 for the Austin Pool Guy on Deck show. Game 1 of a 3-game set against the Healdsburg Prune Packers, a very interesting series. Rogues took 1 game against the Prune Packers here at Harry and David Field. Out of the 6 meetings, they only got 1 win. Got swept in Northern California. 1-2, swing and a miss on the slider. Back-to-back Ks for the reliever, Landon LaPlante. 2 on, 2 outs. We are in the bottom of 7, 13-2 Medford. Final game of this 2-game set. Nolan Donovan at second base, Kian Sanchez at first base. Here's Travis Finney, the second baseman for the Rogues. 2 for 4 tonight at the dish. Gets a swing in, faces the righty, Landon LaPlante. Rogues struggled in that road trip against the Prune Packers and the Lincoln Potters in 2025. But this is a Prune Packer squad. We'll talk about the Prune Packers as the evening goes on. First pitch, fastball elevated, 1 ball, no strikes. I always use this metaphor. You're going to hear this metaphor throughout the whole entire weekend. But the Prune Packers are like Iceman from the movie Top Gun. Runners at first and second. LaPlante sets up on that first base side of the rubber. 1 ball, no strikes. Glances at second base and fires the 1 out. 1-0, clips the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. And what I mean by the Healdsburg Prune Packers are Iceman from the movie Top Gun. And the role that Val Kilmer plays does not make too many mistakes and capitalizes when you make mistakes, and that's the Prune Packers. The thing is, if you make the less mistakes than you do against them, 1-1 leans out of the way as Travis Finney. 2 balls, 1 strike. So if you make mistakes, it's going to come and haunt you during the game, but if you make less mistakes than the Prune Packers, you have a good shot of winning the game. The Rogues had that opportunity. We talked about that last year, that 2-game set against the Prune Packers. Rogues in that found the special stuff. Bronson Chapel shut down the Prune Packers in that game. That was a pretty fun outing to watch. 2-1 pitch. Hits down in the air. Center field is Travis Finney. That's going to drop down for a hit right in front of Clayton, the center fielder. Rounding third, going towards home, and sliding is Nolan Donovan. RBI single for Travis Finney. His 3rd hit of the night, and the Rogues are back in business offensively. 14-2 Rogues.
Now batting the catcher, number 25, Evan Chadwick.
1 on, 2 on rather, 2 outs. 14-2 lead for the Rogues. Here's the catcher, Evan Chadwick, placing Anthony Thomas Jr. Gets into the box for gets ready to go to work for his first at-bat in the series. First pitch from Landon LaPlante, glances at second base and fires the pitch. Chopper, the third base side, charging is McNeven. The throw to first base, and the throw is not in time. Infield single for Evan Chadwick, and the bases are juiced.
Yo ho ho.
So an infield single from Evan Chadwick loads the bases. Here's Max Shabasteri, all with 2 outs. Rogues right now trying to keep the offensive train moving. Medford 14, West Coast Kings 2. Final game of this 2-game set. Rogues have had a great night at the dish. 14 runs, 16 hits, 1 error You just feel for the pitching staff for the West Coast Kings tonight. First offering home from Landon LaPlante. First pitch, breaking ball, dots the inside corner, strike one. Max Shabasteri had 2 ABs in that 6th inning. RBI single and came around and scored in that inning. Hit by a pitch and drove in a run in that inning. And just how crazy that inning was. All of 1 out, the Rogues capitalizing. No balls and a strike. Fastball escapes away from the catcher Miyamoto. Runners stay put at all the bags. Jonathan Walsh waits on deck for the Rogues. New pinch, that is going to be a new pinch hitter. And LaPlante gets ready to go to work right now. 1 ball, 1 strike, and the pitch. 1-1 misses low. 2 balls, 1 strike. Lights are fully on at Harry and David Field. Just a perfect evening and about to turn the nightfall in the Rogue Valley. Max Shabasteri at the dish, the San Diego native, the former Patriot of Patrick Henry High School. Had 2 balls and a strike. 2-1. Fastball elevated, 3 balls, 1 strike. So if this result holds, Medford will have sole possession of 3rd place. Healdsburg idle tonight in league play. They did have a non-league game tonight. They're still 4-1. Lincoln improves to 5-2, and Medford improves to if it stands, Medford goes to 4-2. So they slide into 3rd place, and Max Shabasteri walks in a run and scores Kian Sanchez. So a walk on the RBI, and we go back to the top of the order. Here's Jonathan Walsh, the table setter for the Rogues in the past couple of games, placing Evan Saito, so a new batter in the lineup. The Rogues offensively making it a 15-2 game in favor of the team from the Rogue Valley. And tonight has been the special one. Rogues bullpen right now looking pretty good. They are getting their tosses in right now. 2 arms used already as opposed to the 4 arms by the West Coast Kings. First pitch, breaking ball, finds that middle 3rd, strike 1. Jonathan Walsh this season, a .268 hitter. No home runs, 2 RBIs. Rogues covering all the bags. Travis Feeney at 3rd base. Evan Chadwick at 2nd base. Max Shabasteri at 1st. No balls, 1 strike. LaPlante works on that first base side of the rubber in the pitch. 0-1. Fastball tops that top 3rd. No balls, 2 strikes. Sets up is LaPlante. Ahead, no balls and 2 strikes. Sets and the pitch. 0-2. Line drive, and that's down for a hit. Into the corner it goes. 1 run's in, 2 runs are in. Rounding 3rd, racing towards home is Max Shabasteri. It's a 3-run pinch hit triple for Jonathan Walsh. Jonathan Walsh keeping the offense moving, and he clears the bases. All of 2 outs. It's an 18-2 lead for the Rogues.
Please close your tabs. Again, please close your tabs. Now batting the first baseman, number 20, Jackson Rosenthal.
And now Jackson Rosenthal joins in on the fun once again. His family in attendance tonight. First pitch leans out of the way. 1 ball, no strikes. Jonathan Walsh at 3rd base, infield playing deep around the horn. 1 ball, no strikes. Breaking ball, misses up and out. 2 balls, no strikes. 18 runs, 17 hits, 1 error in this game. 2 balls, no strikes, the pitch. 2-0, fouls it off. Behind the dish, 2 balls, 1 strike for Jackson Rosenthal. Two balls, 1 strike. LaPlante sets. And the pitch. 2-1, hits that in the air, right center field, giving chases Hartman. That's going to drop down for a hit. 1 runs in on the RBI, and it's an RBI double for Jackson Rosenthal. And he's out, actually. Jackson Rosenthal gets the RBI, but he's tagged out at second base. Good throw by the outfielder for the West Coast Kings, and that closes the book on the inning. It's a 6 spot put up by the Rogues. Medford leading 19-2 against the West Coast Kings on this Wednesday evening in the Rogue Valley. 6 runs come across. We have played 7 in the Rogue Valley. 19-2 Medford. More after this on the Rogue Streaming Network.
Planning to move? Choose Pods, the most awarded container moving company. Whether you're moving across town or across the country, Pods brings the container to you. Keep it as long as you like and pack at your own pace. When you're ready, we'll take it to your new home or store it at a secure Pod storage center until you need it. And best of all, you don't have to do the driving. Trust Pods with your next move. Book at pods.com today.
Looking for a place that actually feels like home? Check out Oak Ridge Estates in Phoenix, Oregon. This manufactured home community is selling brand new 3- and 4-bedroom homes with everything ready for you. A full kitchen appliance package, private carports, extra storage, and fresh landscaping all included. It is a whole vibe, pet-friendly, all ages, and packed with perks like a saltwater pool, hot tub, fitness center, playground, and clubhouse. Stop by 300 Lumen Road or call 541-535-6227 to book your tour today. Discover your place to call home at Oak Ridge Estates. Top half of inning number 8 from Harry and David Field at Medford 19, West Coast Kings 2. Happy to have you aboard wherever you may be tuning in. Bryan Welch with you on the Rogue Streaming Network. New pitcher coming in for the Rogues. Matty Ibrahim Jr. takes over from Preston Daniels. And this pitching change is brought to you by KTVL 10, Southern Oregon's home for sports and entertainment. And he sees the first batter, somebody that he has not seen yet, Ron Dutt. Pinch hits for E.J. Cord. 2, 3, and 4 due up for the West Coast Kings. Dutt followed by Miles Clayton and Caleb Hendricks. 19 runs, 18 hits, 1 error for the Rogues. 2 runs, 5 hits, and 3 errors for the West Coast Kings. And it's been that type of evening so far. Matty Ibrahim got his warm-up tosses in now. Works on that third base side of the rubber. Right against right to begin the top half of inning number 8. First offering comes home. First pitch, fastball, clips the outside corner, strike 1. Now catching for Anthony Thomas Jr. is Evan Chadwick. Great conversation with Matty Ibrahim Jr. this week at Fermentin Fire for episode 9 of Playing Talk. We'll be down at the Foodery next week in Phoenix. Strike 1 pitch, fastball, blows right past Ron Dutt. No balls, 2 strikes. Yuba College 49er at the dish. Did a game at Yuba College in 2024. No balls, 2 strikes, the pitch. Ground ball, slow roller towards short, picked up by Macy, bobbles it to throw to first base, and it's dug out in time by Jackson Rosenthal. 6-3 on the ground out for the first out of the inning. Bases empty, 1 out. We are in the road 8th. Here's the center fielder for the West Coast Kings, Miles Clayton. 19-2 Medford. Final game of this 2-game set. Rogues have that day off tomorrow. And then back to the grindstone on Friday against the Healdsburg Prune Packers. Prune Packers, the defending champs of the Pacific Empire League, and also when they were a part of the California Collegiate League. I don't know if you've seen this or not, but the CCL, California Collegiate League, as First pitch, swing and a miss, strike one. The CCL is going to have their all-star game. They usually have had it in Compton at the MLB Academy. That's one of the places they've had that before. But this year, they're not having it in California. No balls and a strike. Chopper to the right side, charging in is Travis Finney, bobbles it a bit, bare hands the throw to first, in time! Travis Finney! 4-3 on the ground out. Travis Finney with a highlight play at second base, 2 up and 2 down in the 8th inning. Travis Finney with a highlight play, might be the play of the year so far. And a crazy play to get the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 down. We are on the road 8th. Here's Caleb Hendricks. First pitch, fastball, misses inside, 1 ball, no strikes. What I mean by the CCL showcase, the CCL All-Star game is not in California. They're playing across the state line in Nevada. Home of the Reno Aces. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0, lifted it into right field, charging in is Shabasteri. That drops down for a hit. Drops down rather foul. 1 ball and 1 strike rather. But, so the CCL All-Star game is going to be played where the Reno Aces play. I think it's Greater Nevada Field in Reno. The Aces, the AAA affiliate of the Arizona Diamondbacks. So they're mixing up the All-Star game a bit. That's going to be happening in July. It'll be pretty cool to see if the Pacific Empire League can get a All-Star game going in the next couple of years. That would be pretty cool. The question is, where would the location be at, and how would the teams be picked? A ball and a strike. Breaking ball, clips that top third at strike 2. Matty Ibrahim Jr. works that fastball, and a great conversation of Matty and as well as Wyatt Green at Ferment and Fire, talking about their style and also the bond they have and that trust with their battery mate. Evan Chadwick at behind the dish. 1-2, misses low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes. Ibrahim sets and the delivery. 2-2, misses low and in the count fills. Hendricks tonight 1 for 3 at the dish. Doubled back in the 6th. Ground out to the shortstop Sanchez in the first. Actually, to Logan Macy in the first. Ground out to Kian Sanchez in the 4th. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Ibrahim delivers. 3-2, breaking ball. Called strike 3 on the inside corner. Beautiful pitching. And Matty Ibrahim Jr. gets a 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left. We head to the home half of inning number 8 right after this. Rogues in the driver's seat, 19-2 against the West Coast Kings. More after this on the Rogue Streaming Network. Rogue Green CN Medford Airport is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. It's the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, their banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Green CN Medford Airport is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Green CN Medford Airport at roguegreencn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay. Looking for a place that actually feels like home? Check out Oak Ridge Estates in Phoenix, Oregon. This manufactured home community is selling brand new 3- and 4-bedroom homes with everything ready for you. A full kitchen appliance package, private carports, extra storage, and fresh landscaping all included. It is a whole vibe, pet-friendly, all ages, and packed with perks like a saltwater pool, hot tub, fitness center, playground, and clubhouse. Stop by 300 Lumen Road or call 541-535-6227 to book your tour today. Discover your place to call home at Oak Ridge Estates. Rogues in the driver's seat in the home half of inning number 8. Medford 19, West Coast Kings 2. Bryan Welch with you on the Rogue Streaming Network. Happy to have you aboard wherever you may be tuning in. Bryan Welch, it's been a lot of fun so far And it's been a very interesting one. It is a pitching change for the West Coast Kings. And they're getting the warm-up tosses in. It is number 45. And we do not have number 45 on our roster, but it is pitcher number 5 being used by the West Coast Kings tonight. And now, Nolan Donovan leads off the inning. 3, 4, and 5 due up for the Rogues. Nolan Donovan, Kian Sanchez, and Logan Macy. Rogues in the driver's seat. 19 runs, 18 hits, 1 error. 2 runs, 5 hits, 3 errors. The West Coast Kings, and it's not been the night for the West Coast Kings pitching staff. They have struggled to throw strikes, but the Rogues have had a good night at the dish, and that's a good confidence boost before you take on Healdsburg. That might carry momentum into that 3-game set. That begins on Friday evening, 6:35 first pitch. First pitch from number 45. Fastball elevated, 1 ball, no strikes. Nolan Donovan off the bench, 1 for 1 so far tonight, replacing Larson Custer in the DH role. 1 ball, no strikes, the pitch. Fastball outside at 2 balls, no strikes. These two teams will see each other in the final week of the regular season here at the same friendly confines of Harry and David Field. That is going to be a 3-game set. Everybody in league play 5 times, 2 balls, no strikes. 2-0, fastball, clips that top third, strike 1. So for example, the Rogues see Healdsburg 3 times here at Harry and David Field. And when the Rogues return the favor, when they head to Healdsburg, let's see the Prune Packers twice in the Napa Valley. We'll have a lot of fun with that. 2 balls, 1 strike, and the pitch. 2-1, breaking ball, misses outside. 3 balls, 1 strike. You think about what this team has done so far, and you think about at this time last week, the Rogues got their first culture shock and their first reality check of the season against the California Tigers. 3-1 pitch, fouls it off. Behind the dish, and the count fills. Nolan Donovan had a stolen base in that at-bat. When he got over to first base, got a stolen base at second. Rogues offense right now, you need that boost before you head into the Healdsburg series because it's anybody's league now. You think about what Healdsburg did last night, a 3-0 victory against the Lincoln Potters. Lincoln taking care of business of Solano. 3-2 home. Fastball fouled off. We'll do it again. Still 3 balls and 2 strikes. If the season ended today, the Rogues would be on the outside looking in, but they'd be in 3rd place. That's a positive, but you have to find the positive. And Nolan Donovan trying to find the positive in this leadoff at bat in this inning. 3-2. Breaking ball, called strike 3 on the inside corner. Donovan down on strikes. The new pitcher on the hill, number 45, gets his first strikeout of the evening. Bases empty, 1 out. We are in the home 8th. Here is the third baseman, Kian Sanchez.
Number 26, Kian Sanchez.
Here's Kian Sanchez. I'll step away right now. First offering from the righty. And he's hit by the pitch. Kian Sanchez takes first. Be right back.
Your attention, please. Entering the game for the Rogues. He's in the transfer portal. Number 6, Chase Newsbauer.
Apologies for that. It is Van Holy, the pitcher for the West Coast Kings. Apologies for that. Daniel Berman at the dish, 19-2 Medford. We are in the home 8th. Daniel Berman at the dish, replacing Logan Macy. Runner at first base, that's Kian Sanchez. Strike one pitch. Fastball finds the top third. No balls, 1 strike. So it's Van Holy at the dish. Van Holy on the hill. Quickly in the hole, no balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch from Van Holy. 0-2, misses low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Trey Kotze waits on deck for the Rogues. 19 runs, 18 hits. One ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch from Van Holy. 1-2. Fastball misses outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Just a beautiful evening at the ball yard. Van Holy sets up on that first base side of the rubber. Just got his name. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch. 2-2. Slider misses down and out, and the count fills.
Now pitching for the Kings, number 45, Vincent Van Holy.
So it's Vincent Van Holy. Three-two. Breaking ball misses upstairs. Ball 4. Daniel Berman takes first.
Correct. The pinch hitter that batted for the Rogues was number 8.
So back-to-back walks issued by Vincent Van Holy.
And that was Daniel Berman now hitting number 20.
And now here is Trey Kotze. 2 on, 1 out. We are on the bottom of 8. 19-2 Medford. Final game of this 2-game set. First offering from Van Holy. Fouls it off to the screen. Strike 1. Has been that type of evening so far. Pitching staff has struggled, but the Rogues have capitalized well on this evening. 18 hits, 19 runs in a game, highest so far in 2026. No balls and a strike. Fouls it off right side, quickly in the hole. No balls and 2 strikes. Trey Kotze 0 for 1 and reached on air. Yeah, I talked about it in the last at-bat. Trey Kotze has grown as a baseball player in the Rogue Valley with how patient he is at the dish. It's going to be a lot of fun to see what he's going to do at Princeton come the fall. Steps off the rubber is Vincent Van Holy. No balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch from Van Holy. 0-2, chopper to the first base side. Goes foul, we'll do it again.
Everybody clap your hands. Come on, y'all.
Still no balls and 2 strikes to Trey Kotze. Van Holy sets up on the third base side of the rubber. And the 0-2 home. 0-2. Slider misses down and out. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kings can still turn 2 to get out of the inning. Rogues offensively having a night at the ball yard. Season high in runs. Now on that first base side is Van Holy. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Chopper got a piece of it and it goes foul, and Trey Kotze runs the first base. And we'll do it again, still 1 ball and 2 strikes. Travis Finney waits on deck. Trey Kotze's roommate this summer in the Rogue Valley. Trey Kotze gets back, gets the bat, still behind 1 ball and 2 strikes. I know his grandmother's listening right now. We did the Rogue Valley Mall meet and greet yesterday. Trey was one of those guys that was there signing autographs. And 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch. 1-2, chops it foul. Third base side, will do it again. Big pitch upcoming right now. Trey Kotze. Kian Sanchez at second base. Daniel Berman at first base. They're there because they both drew walks. And this is a big inning right now. One ball, 2 strikes, the pitch. 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. And Trey Kotze is down on strike. Second strikeout for Vincent Van Holy tonight. 2 on, 2 outs. We are on the bottom of 8. Here is Travis Finney, the Australian. 3 hits so far tonight. He's looked pretty good at the dish. Rogues leading 19-2 against the West Coast Kings. In a night where the Rogues have had the offensive firepower. This is a good game before you head into that game against that series against the Healdsburg Prune Packers. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's going to be a blast. 6:35 first pitch, and the first offering. Fastball misses outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Travis Finney tonight lined out to the pitcher, Declan Casey in the second. Flied out to the right footer Hartman in the 4th. Doubled and scored in the 6th. Van Holy works on that first base side of the rubber. 1 ball, no strikes, and the pitch. 1-0, misses inside at 2 balls, no strikes. We are brought to you by the Awesome Pool Guy. There's your pool or hot tubing repairs. Call the Awesome Pool Guy, CCB 255-795. Kian Sanchez at second base, Daniel Berman at first. Van Holy sets up on that first base side of the rubber, and the 2-0 pitch. Breaking ball misses upstairs. 3 balls, no strikes. Flag is glued to the flagpole off in left center. Field playing deep around the horn for the West Coast Kings. 3 balls, no strikes. 3-0. Fastball tops that top third. Strike 1.
Everybody clap your hands. Come on, y'all.
3 balls, 1 strike. And the pitch. 3-1, fastball, swing and a miss, and the count fills. Travis steps out of the batter's box, walks around. He gets back, waits and gets back in the box, gets a swing in. Count is full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Sanchez at second base, Daniel Berman at first base. Wind is blowing into the ballpark. And a fun night at the yard so far. Travis Finney trying to extend the inning. Van Holy gets the signal from his battery mate, Miyamoto. Righty sets up on that first base side of the rubber. And the 3-2, runner goes. Fastball fouled off right side. We'll do it again. Steps off the rubber with Van Holy, chases Kian Sanchez back to the bag. Clayton, the center fielder, playing a couple of steps into right center. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Van Holy sets, and the payoff. Runner goes, fastball, splintered foul behind the dish. We'll do it again. Three balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch. Runner goes. Fastball misses low, and the bases are loaded. 2-out walk worked by Travis Finney. So bases loaded, 2 outs. We are in the home half of inning number 8. Medford 19, West Coast Kings 2. Wind is starting to pick up just a tiny bit on this Wednesday evening in the Rogue Valley. And here is Evan Chadwick, the catcher for the Rogues tonight. Bases loaded. Kian Sanchez at third base, Daniel Berman at second, Travis Finney at first base. Sets on that first base side is Van Holy. And the first pitch, fastball misses outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Rogues will be in third place after this game tonight. One ball, no strikes in the pitch. 1-0, line drive, hooking foul down the left field line. Strike 1. Evan Chadwick tonight. Infield single and scored in the 7th. Rogues have had that offensive output tonight. Hit a big way, 19 runs across on this Wednesday evening. Just a perfect way to close out this Wednesday, but there's still a lot of games. There's still a lot of offense to play for the Rogues this season. 1 ball and a strike. 1-1. Misses upstairs. 2 balls, 1 strike. Two, 1, swing and a miss, strike 2. Rogues scored 12 runs against Redmond on the 5th of June. 9 runs against the CCL. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch. 2-2, towering shot left field, and it goes out of play, hits the Les Schwab building in left field. Will do it again, still 2 balls and 2 strikes. That could have been a big play. That's a good hit by Evan Chadwick. Good conversation with him during a batting practice today. Two and 2 again. And the pitch. 2-2, swing and a miss, strike 3 on the curveball. And the inning comes to a close. 3 outs, 3 strikeouts for Vincent Van Holy. And the inning comes to a close. No runs, no hits, no errors, 2 left. Kian Sanchez left on at third base, and Daniel Berman left on as well. Actually, my apologies, bases were loaded. Kian Sanchez at third, Daniel Berman at second base, and Travis Finney at first base. But we have played 8 in the Rogue Valley. Medford in the driver's seat. Rogues going to be in victory lane. We hopefully top half of inning number 9 coming up right after this. More on the Rogue Streaming Network. Looking to buy or sell in the Rogue Valley? David Case of Windermere Realty has you covered. Windermere Realty has been serving the Rogue Valley for over 30 years. David, a proud husband and father, has been a broker in the Rogue Valley for almost a decade. From residential and rural to commercial, David can handle it all. Contact David Case if you're looking to buy or sell at 541-944-9330. Windermere Realty and David Case, proud supporters of Medford Rogues Baseball.
Discover the Life Plan community in the heart of the Rogue Valley. Here, your days are filled with opportunities to express yourself, engage your mind and body, and share your life with great new friends. You can connect, grow, and thrive. Our hilltop location is near world-class vineyards, the Oregon Shakespeare Festival, and the Brit Music and Arts Festival. Rogue Valley Manor, Southern Oregon's premier Life Plan community.
Last call for the West Coast Kings in the top half of inning number 9. Medford 19, West Coast Kings 2. And the Rogues have a new pitcher on the hill. It's Tyler Wilson, or T-Willie as his teammates call him. And this pitching change is brought to you by our good friends at KTVL 10, Southern Oregon's home for sports and entertainment. Matty Ibrahim Jr. goes an inning on the hill. No hits, no runs, no errors, no walks, and 1 strikeout for him. 8 total Ks so far tonight by Rogues pitching staff. And Tyler Wilson gets another opportunity on the hill this season. His second appearance 2026, went a third of an inning. 2 hits, 1 run, 1 strikeout, no walks. And Tyler Wilson has an ERA of 27.27, kind of high, but Rogues right now looking to shut the door on the West Coast Kings. Blake Porter leads off the inning, followed by Jimmy McNeven, but actually it is a new batter, Zach Altamura. Zach Altamura replaces McNeven. So conversation concludes between Tyler Wilson and Evan Chadwick. Young man from Murfreesboro, Tennessee, sets up on that first base side of the rubber, goes up against the righty Blake Porter, and the first pitch comes home. First pitch fastball hits down the air, right center field, going back is Shabasteri at the track. That's going to 1 hop over the wall. It's a ground rule double for the West Coast Kings, and it's a leadoff ground rule double for the West Coast Kings. So Blake Porter not going away quietly in the 9th inning.
Pinch hitting for the Kings, number 37, Ryan Hubbard.
On, nobody out. Here is Ryan Hubbard. So Ryan Hubbard takes over. First offering home. Fastball right down the boulevard, strike 1. New batter waiting on deck for the West Coast Kings. Tyler Wilson gets the signal. Works on that first base side of the rubber. No balls, 1 strike, and the pitch. Breaking ball misses outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Ryan Hubbard was in the lineup yesterday. Pair of RBI doubles in the 2nd and in the 6th. One ball, 1 strike, and the pitch. 1-1 popped up in the air. Evan Chadwick takes off the mask, does not know where the ball went, but it goes out of play. Just lands just below us. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Stay tuned for the Rogues post-game show. Get a chance to take a listen to the highlights. A lot of highlights tonight. Get a chance to pick our player of the game and get you ready for Friday. It's going to be a lot of fun against the Healdsburg Prune Packers. And plus, take a look at that scoreboard before we go and take a look at the standings. 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball. Called strike 3. T-Willie with the strikeout. Hubbard down on strikes. First strikeout victim for Tyler tonight. 1 on, 1 out. And the new pinch hitter for the West Coast Kings, Rayshawn Priest from Ottawa University in Kansas. Rogues tonight have found a way to shut down this West Coast Kings offense. The West Coast Kings have had their opportunities. You think about that 4th inning, couple of home runs from E.J. Cord and Blake Porter. First offering. Fastball lasers in on the outside corner, strike 1. Rayshawn Priest at the dish. Big lead for Porter at second base. Starts stripes blowing in, no balls, 1 strike. 0-1 hits that softly in the air. Center field on the run is Evan Side. That's going to drop right in front of him. That puts runners at the corners. So Porter goes to third base. Priest goes to first. So puts 2 on, 1 out. We are in the 9th inning. So runners at the corners, 1 out. We are on the top of 9 at 19-2 Medford against the West Coast Kings. Here's Gatelin Lurd. Actually, it is Wyatt Miyamoto at the dish. Wyatt Miyamoto takes over. Tyler Wilson sets up on that first base side of the rubber. Takes a deep breath. and fires the first pitch. Runner goes. Fastball, miss, finds the inside corner, strike one. And a stolen base for Rayshon Priest puts runners at second and third, eliminates the opportunity to turn two. The West Coast Kings not going away quietly in the ninth inning. Strike one pitch. Misses downstairs and out. One ball, one strike. Wyatt Miyamoto last night went 2 for 3 of a pair of walks, a double and a single, struck out, but drew a pair of walks and scored on both those times. One ball, one strike, and the pitch. Fastball sky high in the air, shallow right center field. Travis Finney calling everybody off. Makes the grab, tagging from third and going towards home is Porter, but the good relay throw by Travis Finney keeps him at bay. Second out recorded of the inning. 2 down, 1 to go in the ninth inning. So 2 on, 2 outs. Final hope for the West Coast Kings. Zach Altamura goes to work now for an at-bat. Wilson sets up on that first base side of the rubber, and the first pitch. Fastball finds the inside corner, strike one. Altamura was in the lineup yesterday. Went 0 for 2 for the West Coast Kings. 1-0 balls and a strike. Fastball misses up and in, almost takes his head off. 1 ball, 1 strike. So after this game, West Coast Kings head to Solano for a 5 p.m. showdown against the Mudcats. They'll play them 2 times, then take on the Prune Packers there 2 times as well. 1-1, breaking ball, finds the inside corner, strike 2, nasty pitch by Tyler Wilson. And the West Coast Kings are down to their final strike. Runners at second and third, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Wilson winds it up and the 1-2. Ground ball pulled to the left side, gobbled up by Kian Sanchez, bobbles it, barehands it, throws it first, and the throw is in time. It's a highlight reel play to pull a bow on this Wednesday evening. Medford gets the sweep, and they take care of business of the West Coast Kings 19-2 at Harry and David Field. Medford wins on 19 runs, 18 hits, 1 error. West Coast Kings 2 runs, 7 hits, and 3 errors. Rogues improved to 15-5 overall in the season, 4-2 in Pacific Empire League play. And the West Coast Kings dropped to 12-9 overall in the season and 3-5 in a PEL action. Hope you can stay tuned for the Rogues post-game show. It's coming up right after this. Medford gets the brooms out, and they get the job done against the West Coast Kings. 19-2 the final against the West Coast Kings. We'll be right back after this on the Rogues Streaming Network. Looking for a place that actually feels like home? Check out Oak Ridge Estates in Phoenix, Oregon. This manufactured home community is selling brand new 3- and 4-bedroom homes with everything ready for you. A full kitchen appliance package, private carports, extra storage, and fresh landscaping all included. It is a whole vibe, pet-friendly, all ages, and packed with perks like a saltwater pool, hot tub, fitness center, playground, and clubhouse. Stop by 300 Lumen Road or call 541-535-6227 to book your tour today. Discover your place to call home at Oak Ridge Estates. Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Check out our newest location, our Take and Bake food trailer in Eagle Point. Locally owned and operated, Figaro supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. Looking to buy or sell in the Rogue Valley? David Case of Windermere Realty has you covered. Windermere Realty has been serving the Rogue Valley for over 30 years. David, a proud husband and father, has been a broker in the Rogue Valley for almost a decade. From residential and rural to commercial, David can handle it all. Contact David Case if you're looking to buy or sell at 541-944-9330. Windermere Realty and David Case, proud supporters of Medford Rogues baseball. Rogue Green CN Medford Airport is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. It's the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, their banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Green CN Medford Airport is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Green CN Medford Airport at roguegreencn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay.
Planning to move? Choose Pods, the most awarded container moving company. Whether you're moving across town or across the country, Pods brings the container to you. Keep it as long as you like and pack at your own pace. When you're ready, we'll take it to your new home or store it at a secure Pod storage center until you need it. And best of all, you don't have to do the driving. Trust Pods with your next move. Book at pods.com today.
Discover the Life Plan community in the heart of the Rogue Valley. Here, your days are filled with opportunities to express yourself, engage your mind and body, and share your life with great new friends. You can connect, grow, and thrive. Our hilltop location is near world-class vineyards, the Oregon Shakespeare Festival, and the Brit Music and Arts Festival. Rogue Valley Manor, Southern Oregon's premier Life Plan community.
It is a great night at the ballpark. Medford gets the sweep 19-2 against the West Coast Kings. Hi everybody, my name is Bryan Welch with the Rogues Streaming Network. Happy to have you aboard wherever you may be tuning in. And welcome to the Rogues postgame show. A very fun one tonight at the ballpark. Most runs scored in 2026 for the Rogues with 19. Now let's dive into the highlights. But before we dive into the highlights, take a look at the final line score. For the Rogues, 19 runs, 18 hits, 1 error. The West Coast Kings, 2 runs, 7 hits, and 3 errors. The top half, inning number 1, Forrest Zelmer got the start. Got a fly out from Bullock, a strikeout from ejected, gave up a single from Miles Clayton, and got the ground out from Caleb Hendricks to close the book on the top half of inning number 1. Right out of the gate, Evan Saito was hit by a pitch for the Rogues. Jackson Rosenthal struck out. Larson Custer got aboard with a single. And how about Kian Sanchez back at third base, recording this play to get the offense moving.
And the pitch. 0-2, line drive, left field, a base hit. Easily scoring from third base is Evan Saito. And Kian Sanchez records his first RBI in 2026. It's a 1-0 lead for the Rogues. The Rogues break the ice on this Wednesday evening.
And Kian Sanchez records his first RBI in 2026. And Kian Sanchez and the Rogues offense played at 2 runs in that home half of inning number 1. It was already a 2-0 lead after the first inning, top half of inning number 2. West Coast Kings win it in order 1-2-3, home half of the third. Rogues capitalizing, got a run across. Then it was from Max Shaw, from Diego Grabiel scoring on that in the home half of the second. It was already a 3-0 lead for the Rogues in the top half of the third. It was 1-2-3 went the West Coast Kings. At that moment, it was a 4-strikeout performance for Forrest Zelmer. And in the bottom half of inning number 3, Rogues had sent 4 base runners on. Kian Sanchez reached on air but was left on at second base. Top half of inning number 4, it was the West Coast Kings that had 2 solo home runs, one from ejected and from Blake Porter. It was kind of interesting. It was a 3-2 lead for the Rogues, but in the home half of the inning number 4, the Rogues went in order 1-2-3. Top half of inning number 5, it was a very interesting one. It was when the West Coast Kings loaded the bases, but Forrest Zelmer did not break a sweat, and he got out of the jam with ease. In the home half of inning number 5, it was the Rogues offense that tried to capitalize. Evan Saito got aboard with a double, and Jackson Rosenthal knew what to do in the next at-bat.
And Declan Casey this evening. Strike one pitch. Ground ball, chopper to the right side, keeps into right field, rounding third, racing towards home is Evan Saito. He scores standing up, RBI single for Jackson Rosenthal.
Rogues plated a run. It was a 4-2 lead going into the top half of inning number 6. And it was another big performance. And it was Forrest Zelmer facing a little bit of adversity and found a way to work around the leadoff base runner, Caleb Hendricks. He was left on at third base. And that was when Forrest got his 6th strikeout of the night, with him getting the starts, bottom half of innings number 6. This is where it gets fun. Rogues send up 15 batters to the dish, and they plate 9 runs. But how about this offense? And Larson Custer providing a little bit of excitement in the inning.
Spencer sets, and the 1-2. 1-2, ground ball to left side, goes to his right as Porter, and he can't make the play, rolls into left center. 2 runs are in, 2-run single for Larson Custer.
I actually jumped the gun. Let's take a listen to this highlight from Anthony Thomas Jr. in the previous part of the inning.
One ball, no strikes, and the pitch. 1-0, ground ball, it's down the right field line. 1 run is in for Travis Finney. Rounding first, digging for 2 is Anthony Thomas Jr. Might dig for 3, into the corner and Gwent. Anthony Thomas Jr. slides into third base. RBI triple for Anthony Thomas Jr.
And you heard that highlight previously from Larson Custer. And the Rogues offense capitalizing once again. Logan Macy playing his 2nd game in a Rogues uniform. And Logan Macy wanted to join it in on the fun. Sorry about that.
That's a ball at third base side of the rubber, and the strike one pitch. Line drive, left field, a base hit, 1 runs in, rounding third, racing towards home is Larson Custer. He scores standing up, 2-run single for Logan Macy, and the Rogues lead by 8, 10-2 against the West Coast Kings.
And I hit the wrong button there. Apologies for that. Sorry to give you a scare on this Wednesday evening. Rogues in that inning plated not 1, but they plated 9 runs. And that Rogue squad capitalized. And in the top half of inning number 6, or actually my apologies, in that 7th inning, it was 1-2-3 went to the West Coast Kings. Bottom half of inning number 7. And how about Jonathan Walsh coming off the bench and providing this excitement for the Rogues?
Sets up is LaPlante. Ahead, no balls and 2 strikes. Sets, and the pitch. 0-2, line drive, and that's down for a hit. Into the corner it goes. 1 run's in, 2 runs are in. Rounding third, racing towards home is Max Shabasteri. It's a 3-run pinch hit triple for Jonathan Walsh.
And the Rogues offense capitalized on that once again. 9 runs in the 6th, 7 runs in the 7th, 6 runs in the 7th, 9 runs in the 6th. And the Rogues offense they found ways to keep the offense moving. But how about this? A little bit of defense on a crazy play. Might be the play of the year, might be a close second for Mr. Travis Finney in the top half of inning number 8.
Not having it in California. No balls and a strike. Chopper to the right side, charging in is Travis Finney, bobbles it a bit, bare hands in the throw to first, in time! Travis Finney! 4-3 on the ground out. Travis Finney of a highlight play at second base, 2 up and 2 down in the 8th inning.
and everything was going on the right note, and everybody was making it look easy for the Rogues. And the Rogues get the brooms out, and they take care of business. The West Coast Kings 19 to the final against the West Coast Kings. Medford improves to 15-5 overall in the season, 4-2 rather in Pacific Empire League action. West Coast Kings drop to 12-9 overall in the season, 3-5 in PEL play. Medford 4-2 in league action in 2026. Take a look at the standings in the out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by Kramer Cabinets. Healdsburg is still atop the league. They are 4-1. Lincoln is in second place. They are 5-2 after a great win against Solano today. Medford is in outright third place currently. If the season ended today, the Rogues would be on the outside looking in. Humboldt not far behind. They are 3-2. They'll definitely be tied for the Rogues. They'll be definitely tied for third place with the Rogues tonight. After that, after their doubleheader, it might be completed tonight against the Marysville Giants. Solano Mudcats 4-3 overall in the season. They're on a 3-game loser streak. And the West Coast Kings drop to 3-5. And Marysville is currently 1-9. Talk about that out-of-town scoreboard. Brought to you by Kramer Cabinets. A couple of games already in the books. Lincoln took care of business, 14-4 against the Solano Mudcats. Humboldt wins 4-0 in game one of their doubleheader against the Marysville Giants. Healdsburg goes on a scoring spree, and they score 23 runs against the Bay Area Marauders. And then the Marysville Giants and the Humboldt Crabs battle it out. It is in the top half of inning number 6. Humboldt 13, Marysville 1. And it's been a fun night at the Arcado Ballpark, and it's been a fun night at Harry and David Field in Oregon, and you like what the Rogues offense did. It's time to pick our player of the game. And after a walk-off last night with a sac fly, courtesy of Daniel Berman driving in Evan Saito, his college teammate from third base, you like what the offense did tonight, and you probably the most runs scored this season. Rogues looked really good. They looked strong throughout the whole entire night. And you know what? I mean, I picked the whole entire team on Sunday for the player of the game. But tonight was a team win, and the Rogues got the win tonight, and they played team baseball. And this team right now is having fun, currently on a 4-game winning streak. And this Rogue squad playing really good baseball. So the whole entire team gets picked for the player of the game. Our next broadcast on the Rogue Streaming Network will be on Friday evening, 6:35 first pitch. We'll get going at 6:15 for the Awesome Pool Guy on Deck show. Game 1 of a 3-game set against the Healdsburg Prune Packers, the defending champions in the Pacific Empire League. And right now, this is going to be probably one of the most interesting series of the season so far, between the Rogues that are playing some good baseball, the Prune Packers playing some excellent baseball. Only one blemish in league action for the Prune Packers this season came at the hands against this very same West Coast King squad. So just anything can happen. The game of baseball can happen, and it's going to be a lot of fun to see what's going to happen on Friday night. 6:35 first pitch. We'll get underway at 6:15 for the Awesome Pool Guy on Deck show. And the Prune Packers, if you've never seen the Healdsburg Prune Packers play, or have even heard of the Prune Packers, Healdsburg has a lot of power 4 guys in their roster. They have a lot of arms that are over 95. It seems like it's like that David versus Goliath storyline in Summer Collegiate Baseball, and the Rogues are going to be David, and Goliath is going to be Healdsburg, and that's going to start at 4 on Friday at 6:35 p.m. We'll have that for you, 6:15 for the Awesome Pool Guy on Deck show. It's going to be a blast. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a tough weekend, and we're going to see a lot of baseball between these two squads in the next couple of days. Day off tomorrow for the Rogues, but we'll be back at it on Friday evening, 6:15 for the Awesome Pool Guy on Deck show. But a very fun game tonight in the Rogue Valley. Medford takes care of business. They get the brooms out against the West Coast Kings. A very impressive showing for the Rogues, and they are on a 4-game winning streak. For everyone that has put this broadcast together, Bryan Welch saying goodbye. Have a good night. Repeating the final score from Harry and David Field. Medford wins 19-2 against the West Coast Kings, and they get the brooms out against the Kings for the first time this season. We'll see you Friday for game 1 of our 3-game set against the Healdsburg Prune Packers. Thank you so much for watching and listening to Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network. So long.